Beyond Saltmarsh is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language and explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
Hello, friends! Thanks for stopping in. We are the Superior Adventurers Guild. My name is Dave. I'm your humble DM tonight. We're going to be playing some Beyond Saltmarsh in the wonderful world of Greyhawk, and I'm really excited to jump into the game. But before we do that, as always, I want to introduce my buddies, my friends, the good buddies, the real stars of this show, and the people who make this fun for me. Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing well.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
So tonight, I would like each of you to introduce yourselves to our viewers, and then just kind of what we did last week. Just give a little bit of an idea of what from the last session was of consequence for your character.
Consequence.
Or interest, or something that you recall.
Brick killed a guy.
Hey there, everybody. My name's Andy. I'm playing Rhunar Deg, 8th level human Battlemaster fighter and captain of the Good Buddy. After last week's session, I got my eye on a nice morning star that fell out of somebody's hand.
Oh man, the fighter that carries around his own personal arsenal. But I will say, I don't think you have a trident yet.
I don't have a trident.
Okay.
We're going
Is
to
there a
commission you.
trident?
I'm waiting for that day. I'm waiting for that day.
Yep. Thanks, Andy.
Next guy I see carrying one
is marked.
it's in trouble.
Hi, Kirk.
Yep. Hey, I'm Kirk. I'm playing Byron Hern, also known as Dave McGillen-Gutty. Last episode, you may remember him throwing a baboon and then throwing a second one that groomed his beard. He's definitely intending that creature to be cleaning him for a while because his beard and face and hair is nasty, and he needs help.
Kirk, real quick, what kind of creature was it?
It was a baboon.
Got it. All right. Thank you, sir.
A baboon.
I'm saying that wrong, aren't I, Ron? I'm saying
A
that wrong.
baboon.
Not necessarily.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify.
Hello, it's me, Chad. I play Tenoch, Knucklebones, Halfling, Dream Seeker, which is the thing that I made up for his people. That's what they call their divination wizards, which is what, of course, he is. Man, last episode, what was? Spirit Shroud. Oof. Wow.
That Kenku never had a chance.
No. I put all the spirits right through his chest and then out the backside of his chest, in a very real and touching way.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm playing Theo, the Hexblade Warlock in the party, and literally the name placard I saw in my head flip up for this episode when it hit YouTube was Theo commits a war crime. Because, good God, I finally used Sickening Radiance in the way that I intended it to, and it was mean. It was mean.
It was
I felt
devastating.
kind of bad. Only a little bit, but still.
Last
Killed
episode
like
was
6 guys.
it was heavy on the arcane destruction. It was
Arcane
really
chicanery.
arcanery. Yeah, we'll workshop that. I like it though.
Wait, sharkanery?
Sharkanery.
It's only
It's a wizard shark.
And just to know that at the Dry Dock Inn, you can order a charcuterie plate. So just keep that in mind.
Good to know.
I'm alarmed by that truth and wish I could unknow it.
I have it on the menu.
Dry
actually,
Dock
but
just gets better and better.
I know that fish stew is pretty tasty. We have a lot of really exciting announcements. So let's go with Chad. Why don't you go ahead and start with yours, and then we'll do mine.
Should I do both mine?
Yeah.
All right, both mine. First up in the timeline, tomorrow, this time, this place, some of these faces playing my game, Midwinter Keening. It's not like I'm the dungeon master.
There
We're
we go.
playing Svealand, which is a Norse-inspired campaign setting for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, the world's most popular role-playing game, written by some pretty cool dudes way across the sea in the land of Turkey. They did a really good job. I love it. We're running it. We have a bunch of people. We're doing really cool stuff.
Yeah. Shout
gonna
out
find
to Dream Realm Storytellers. They are awesome.
Yes. We're going to find out what happens after you wake up, after previously having been woken up by zombies, by Draugr, by the undead during a snowstorm. Who would have thought that would happen on the second session?
To be fair, I thought that would happen. That seemed really straightforward.
That's fair.
Mhm.
It was. Other really awesome announcement. This coming Saturday, which is the 10th of April, happens to be the anniversary of Runehammer Games being a full-time game developer. So we are having a special Roll Your Doom episode where I will be rolling the interstellar existential doom on some players in a very Aliens, as in the movie Aliens-esque game called Xeno Dead Zone, which is by Runehammer Games. We're going to be playing. It's going to be great. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. or until I kill everyone 4 times. There will be some really sweet giveaways somehow through the magic of Twitch. There will be some PDFs of Xeno Dead Zone that we will put into y'all's hot hands. If you're the lucky one. I can tell you my players will not be the lucky ones. I will murder all of their Marines with like this.
Spoiler alert.
It's going to be super fun.
Third.
It's not going to be super fun.
Can't wait to play that one.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Aliens jumping out of our chests. I'm excited. Thanks, Chad. I'm excited for that. It's going to be fun. I am super duper fired up to announce that we, the Superior Adventures Guild, have our first official sponsor. Our friends at CZRPG. You can see their logo right there, down in the corner somewhere over by Michael. They publish and create a variety of awesome content for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, including settings, adventures, map packs, player options, and they also do custom cartographic services. They do a lot of really cool stuff. They're all about helping DMs save time and look like pros. So if you need adventure supplements, encounters, map packs, check them out at czrpg.com. And tonight, we are really stoked because we're going to be giving away one digital copy of their latest title, Barovian, Born and Raised. It's a Curse of Strahd supplement where you get to play with different perspective, where you're rising against the devil, Strahd, as true Barovians, freeing the cursed lands of Barovia without the need for those pesky adventurers that keep coming to Barovia all the time and causing trouble.
They're assholes anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, let's do it for ourselves. Let's rise up. There's all kinds of stuff in this thing. There's a player primer, there's DM guidelines, additional hooks, links to tie in with the official module, and player handouts that will take your Curse of Strahd campaign to the next level. So go ahead at any time tonight, drop the code word CURSE, that's CURSE, in the chat, and hang out for tonight's stream. Anybody who drops the word curse in the chat is going to be entered to win. We're going to select one lucky winner at the end of tonight's stream. You do have to be present to win. Doesn't mean you have to hang out the whole time we're playing, but we'd love it if you did. But drop curse in the, yep, there you go, Kyle. You got it, buddy. And you will be entered to be the winner. Now, for those of you that can't wait that long, we do have at the bottom of the screen, right underneath Chad and Michael, I have the a bit.ly link that will take you to the product. And that, again, that is Barovian, Born and Raised. And you can check it out, purchase it there, and get a feel for what it's all about. And you guys, if you purchase using that link, And just you being here is really great. It helps to support us as the Superior Adventures Guild. It also helps to support CZRPG. Christian and his team are awesome people. We really like them. They're friends of ours, and we're excited to have them as our official sponsor. So there we go. That's the big excitement. Thank you all for coming here tonight. We appreciate it. Anybody else have an announcement? You know what? In honor of that announcement, I'm going to do this. I have that now. I know it. Somebody should take that away from me, probably.
Such a majestic chicken. The most majestic of chickens.
Forest
Phil and
chicken.
chickens
Sounded
really
like
are the
a
best
blue
chickens in the
jay.
world.
Very fierce chickens in cyber.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Here we go.
Blue
We're gonna
jays.
we're gonna center ourselves. Here we go, guys. I'm gonna jump into a recap of the last session, so we're all on the same page. In our last episode, the Deg Gang began to investigate the whereabouts of Dr. Octavio Gra while sampling a deliciously dark rum from a local Cruzan distillery. With the lead from the tavern / innkeeper, they barged in on the doctor's research assistant, a woman by the name of Tenoch, who had been shut in her room since the doctor's mysterious disappearance the week prior. Despite the intrusion, Tenoch offered up key information regarding the doctor and their expedition to the Amadio jungle, to an area called the upper reaches of the Bodal River. Tenoch, knowledgeable of the region and some of the lore surrounding its peoples, recognized the name of the tribe that Gra and Tenoch had been studying, the Zenzaren. Tenoch went on to describe the night that Gra disappeared from the inn. His room had been tossed, the window broken, his items strewn about. There was a strange plant and animal totem arranged on the floor, and with his prior knowledge of such things, Tenoch determined that the totem was some sort of a protective, symbolic creation. Upon further questions from Rhunar and Theo, Tenoch recalled a Sul man who had spent much time with Dr. Gra during their voyage to Cyber, and the man was very curious about the research, but didn't appear to be anything more than inquisitive. Turning back to the Zenzaren, Tenoch detailed their research, her focus being on cataloging the flora and fauna of the region, while Dr. Gra spent most of his time investigating the spiritual and cultural rituals of the Zenzaren and the connection to his own research. So with the power of that knowledge, the gang decided to continue their investigation. They looked over the doctor's room. They looked at the exterior of the inn below the broken window. Rhunar discovered deep gouges in the weathered wooden siding, and Theo suggested that the markings may be from the claws of some large beast. Other than that, there were no unusual tracks discovered. Of course, the missing doctor had disappeared a week prior. The party then turned their investigations to the warehouse, figuring that there may be some additional clues with the doctor's cargo that was being stored, the warehouse district being just bustling with activity. It seems the harvest season for one of the main crops, the pre-monsoon crop. And with Byron's deft lockpicking skills, they gain entry to the warehouse, where they were immediately met by a pretty distressed guy who suggested that they come back later. But ignoring his request, the party pressed inside to find a kenku sitting nearby and a human female kind of leaning up against a pile of stacked grain sacks. I kind of imagine her like chewing on a toothpick or something and then throwing it down as they walked in. But as they came in, a couple more foes jumped out of the darkness. A couple goblins, a hobgoblin stepped out from their concealed locations and attempted to encourage the Deg Gang to leave, but that didn't work, of course. Byron tossed a baboon into the warehouse and the fight began. Rhunar grappled to headbutted the frightened warehouse official, who was quickly stabbed and killed by a goblin.
Turned out not to be one of them.
Collateral damage, maybe.
Damn.
Tenoch punched the kenku. Theo blocked his retreat with a swing of his packed weapon, giving Tenoch a second strike, pushing the Birdman against the wall, and using the Spirit Shroud, as Chad mentioned, to basically, from my recollection, extract his spirit right out of his body at the end. There was a large hobgoblin that was attempting to claim the score, but the Deg Gang wouldn't hear any of it. The woman with the toothpick, as I imagined, suggested that a deal be struck, but Byron denied the offer. Meanwhile, Theo, as Michael mentioned, cast this sickening radiance and essentially melted I kind of was thinking of like the scene in Indiana Jones where they open up the Ark of the Covenant and all those Nazis kind of melt. That's kind of what I was thinking of in that scene.
That's kind of an on point. Yeah.
Yeah. So seeing their defeat imminent, her fallen team around her, the woman decided to flee, which was a smart move. Byron dropped another fuzzy ball to the ground, causing another baboon to apparate in the warehouse. The creature climbed up to Byron as he mentioned and began grooming his soiled beard, dirty with the entrails of the murdered goblin. The woman took one last look at the grisly scene, and then she disappeared. And that, my friends, is where we will start tonight's session. You are just having finished the battle in the warehouse. Yet another warehouse battle for the Deg Gang. Successful, to say the least. What would you guys like to do at this point?
Theo is going to move to the far side of the warehouse and just kind of settle down on like a crate near the front and just watch outside to keep an eye on to see if anybody comes in.
Did anyone get away? Did we let anyone go?
The female like spellcaster that was with them ran.
Oh, she wasn't a spellcaster that I saw.
I think she was.
She threw a dagger at you.
Daggers are magic.
I thought I got that in my head somehow.
She laughed at us a bunch. She's lucky we didn't chase after her. We could still chase after her.
Apparently you didn't get the joke.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
I missed it.
So did I.
You've made it awkward now.
She was laughing. Sorry.
Yeah, it's been a long day. Slow on the uptake. I need to get it.
Yep.
You want a game face on? Okay.
Theo's settling in to take a short rest and let them work.
Let's like round up these. I gotta get my. First of all, I'm gonna go take that what is it called? Oh, the Morning Star.
God, we fucking killed everybody.
Look at it. Yeah. Theo, damn. Killed like 5 guys.
Who are these guys?
I don't
They
know.
said they were trying to score on this warehouse.
I think they were trying to.
They were bandits, if anyone asks, or thieves.
I'm gonna start looking around for I guess I don't know specifically if any of these goods that we're looking for have Alessio's mark on them, but I'm gonna.
I really hope they do.
I know, I do too. We're gonna take all of it if not, but I'm gonna look around through it.
For Alesco's brand.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check. Theo, right after you mention this is what we're going to say if anybody asks, you hear a gasp at the door. What happened here? And you turn around and you see a short man, human, bald on the top of his head, sunburnt face, peeling in places, black marks on his face. He wears a pretty simple shirt that's open about halfway down his chest, thick chest hair erupting from the collar of the shirt, and the shirt rolled up on the edges. And he's got kind of like almost like capri style shorts on and flip flops. And he's like, it's not the Big Lebowski. He'd have long hair and a sweater on. Yeah. But anyhow, he's like, "What's happened? Reed! Oh my God!" He looks down and he sees the dock worker laying on the ground. "What happened here?" He looks up at you.
There were thieves holding him up when we arrived. Who do we talk to about this?
He turns and runs as fast as you can in flip-flops and capri shorts.
We're probably going to have the constabulary here shortly, gentlemen. Hurry it up.
Who cares?
I rolled a 5.
Okay.
We need some sort of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Tenoch. So as you start sort of pulling up tarps that are laying over stacks of different sacks, crates that you can. If you don't see what's in the crates, many of the crates are sealed shut. There's a few barrels in this area. You're looking specifically for the brand and you don't seem to find it anywhere, but you're also haven't had a chance to search the whole place yet at this point. You've had a chance to search just a little bit. It's taken you a little bit longer than you anticipated.
Should one of us go get Tanika?
No, she's not
Why?
leaving. We should look for the crates we need to see if there's anything we can use before we get sidelined by the local police.
We don't have anything that says that we own this stuff.
We can talk about it to them. If we run, it ends worse.
Hey
So
guys,
No,
let's find
I'm
the
not saying
stuff.
we run. I'm saying
do
one
I
of us
do I have
goes
anything
to
left in my
Tanika.
beard?
No, it looks great.
Really nice. This baboon's sweet. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
him start working on the top of my head.
Byron, the baboon is just kind of like all over you, like it's your best friend. Kind of, not, you know, they're big, so it's not like it's climbing on you, but it's definitely like pulling at you at your shirt to get you to sort of crouch down lower, so it can kind of pick at your beard. It's cleaning out the goblin guts that have been sort of sprayed across your face.
Yep, I'm gonna mentally command it to also pull some of the tar out too, if it
Oh,
can get
yeah.
any of it out.
It's like picking at it, and then it kind of rolls it up. It's like these little hairy tar balls, and then it flicks them.
I'm cool with that.
Just okay. Yeah, I don't know. What should we do before the?
Look for the crates.
Yeah,
All right.
help me look for the
We're gonna
crates.
Look around with Tenoch.
All
and
right.
help him
Anybody
figure
else
out
who's
what's
looking
there.
for crates, go ahead and roll a investigation check.
Theo is out front, literally waiting for the cops to arrive.
And Tenoch, what did you roll for yours? Was a 5. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
16.
Okay. 5 and a 16. Anyone else looking? Byron, are you looking?
No,
Or
I'm,
you're getting
I'm
groomed.
getting groomed right now.
Yep. All right. So Rhunar, you start to help. You kind of look over your shoulder and you see Byron is just sort of like sitting there with his eyes closed at this point, just kind of like, it's almost like he's getting he's at the spa day or something like that. He's enjoying himself. But yeah, you look through these crates. Many of the crates have an alphanumeric code on them. It appears as though it's a very meticulous cataloging system that they're using at least in this particular warehouse. But you don't see any brands or symbols of anything or names.
Okay. Just gonna convey that to everybody.
Look for a manifest.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was hoping Tanika would have. She would have a manifest.
She didn't have one when we
Did
talked to her.
Didn't that guy say that this guy over here is named Reed, and he knew him, and he came here? He might have something on him. I'll stand up and I'll like walk over to the guy who Rhunar basically hugged until he got stabbed to death, and I'll start looting him, seeing if he has anything like a manifest or anything on him.
All right, go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
I got a 9.
Okay. Yeah, you start rifling through his pockets. You find that he has. He really doesn't have a whole lot on him. He does have a coin purse that you find pretty quickly. And around his waist, he has a dagger in a sheath. And he has some pocket lint, but he doesn't have anything else on him.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't have anything, guys.
They have to have something to reference the alphanumeric numbers against. Somewhere.
I'm gonna check this guy that looked like their leader down here by me. Could
Okay.
I search his body?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Natural 20.
Ooh, there it is. Okay. All right. So a couple of things. You see that he's got a great sword that is now laying on the wooden floorboards next to him.
Great sword, you say.
He's wearing what appears to be a very dented and dirty, scratched and scuffed half-plate armor that is quite large. He's a very big, tall, and robust individual. He also, as you rifle through his pockets, you find a white, palm-sized animal scale.
Like the scale of like some kind of animal, like a lizard? Or
Roll
fish?
a nature check for me.
Okay. $17.
It's much bigger. It's about the size of your palm, and so it could be a very large fish, possibly.
Okay.
But it's bigger than any fish you've seen. Certainly bigger than the fish you'd buy in the market. Could also be a lizard. You're just not sure. You also find on him two additional items: a coin purse and a book, a small book that fits in a pocket.
Okay. How much is in the coin purse? Can I?
You're gonna take some time to look through it and count the coins. It's
I'll
pretty.
just
It's
pocket
pretty
it.
hefty. It's pretty hefty.
I'll throw it in my pack, along with the book and the animal scale.
Okay. Great. So you gather that stuff. Tenoch, and what are you doing again? You're still looking through boxes. You're not finding any names again.
Yeah. The person who ran came out through the double doors at the bottom end of the map,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? I guess
No, they would have come in on the top part of the map at the same door that you guys came in.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll pop out into the street, out the door, take a look around.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception checks, Theo and Tenoch, as you're standing outside, and then kind of describe to me what the two of you are doing out there. What's the vibe that you're working on?
I rolled a 7 perception, and Theo is looking attentive and clearly like he's waiting for someone. Like, definitely kind of has that just killing time until somebody shows up. In this case, whoever is supposed to be appropriate around here.
I rolled a 12, and I probably I think Tenoch is definitely maybe a little bit more like kind of caged animal vibe, right? Like he just got out of a fight where we like murdered a bunch of dudes, like pretty nasty. I don't have my mask on. I might even just have it kind of pulled up, like over the top of my head at the moment. But just kind of like, kind of pacing, kind of looking up and down the street, and yeah, trying to maybe even like seeing if I can find like, I don't know, something like look for something like which way this person ran to, and it's like here's a new footprint or something like that, which I'm sure would be uncommonly difficult in a in a warehouse district, but yeah.
Okay. As the two of you are standing there, right? You see first, Tenoch, from the corner of your eye, the same individual that had barged in, the flip-flopped man with the capris and the bald head and the chest hair, and he comes walking, and he's walking in front of a larger man who has long flowing hair. He has a scar above his eye, and he is wearing a bit more of an official, not a uniform, but he looks more businesslike. You don't get the sense that it is the law enforcement or the constable or the sheriff or anything like that. You get the sense, though, that he is headed straight for you, and as he steps up, he says, "What has happened here? I've heard the worst. My man Reed is inside dead. Please tell me, who are you?"
We're the crew of the Good Buddy. We're here at behest of our employer, reacquiring his cargo and determining the whereabouts of his man locally.
Seems as though you've got a pile of bodies inside. Yet you stand.
Sadly, when we tracked down this warehouse, somebody else had beaten us to it, and were attempting to rob your man, and he was killed in the scuffle.
Do you have anyone who can verify this story?
Only if you talk to the dead.
No, I don't have that ability. I think the dead here speak for themselves. Your blades, perhaps bloodied. He kind of looks in, he walks in, and he starts walking down, back and forth along the wooden floorboards, kind of taking everything in. Tell me, as you interrupted this heist, were there any that you didn't kill?
One ran away.
He looks over at you, noticing you for the first time, Rhunar. Yes, tell me more about this individual.
Name's Rhunar Deg, captain of the Good Buddy. It was a female young woman. She had a white shirt on. I'm trying to remember her token.
She had hair like this.
She had hair.
Yeah, you describe her. You're able to remember. She had like kind of black pixie style cut, spiky hair. Pantaloons. She had the whole pirate vibe going pretty strong. But you give a description. Yep. You give a description. Over here,
I'm just going to point out the guy that I just rifled through his belongings. That guy was their leader, apparently. Well, he was barking orders anyway.
He steps over to the body, and with his boot and with a bit of strain, although this fellow is quite large as well, a tall human fellow, he kind of uses his foot to turn the hobgoblin leader onto his back, and he says, "Oh, good God. Do you know who you've killed?"
At this point, I'll yell, "Is it a maid man?"
No.
I'm
Far
out of
from
beard
it.
potion.
I don't know. We're new around here. We don't know who anybody. We got jumped by these guys and defended ourselves.
Ah, yes. Well, you're new to town, it seems. He walks back towards the main door over to the picnic table in the corner where there is a slumped over Kenku, and he kind of pushes the Kenku off the bench till he falls onto the floor. And he kind of slides over to the table and starts looking through some of the papers and things that are on the table, and he gathers some papers which obviously have some sort of value to him.
Ah, damn it! There's papers on the table.
And he gathers them up and kind of looks at them for a moment, saying nothing to you. And then without looking at you, he kind of folds them up and puts them in his pocket. Says, "Well, Captain Deg and good buddies, it looks as though you've done a bit of a service for us. I thank you."
Who was that guy?
I was about to tell you that.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
It appears as though you have done damage to an organization, I guess, informally known around here as the Butcher Boys. This scallywag here, and he walks back over and kind of kicks the dead hobgoblin. This indeed is Sam the Butcher. Now he's
Sam the Butcher.
Indeed he is. And who might you be, hirsute fellow?
Don't worry about it.
I am quite worried. I'm quite worried for you, as it sounds as though you let an individual escape, an individual that sounds a lot like Alice the Meat.
That's really the name she goes by, Alice the Meat.
These are what? Bandits. What they call themselves is up to them. However,
You seem
she
like
is.
a bandit too.
Excuse me.
Come
I'm
again?
the
You're
owner of this
excused.
building. I own this warehouse, friend, and perhaps we could talk about the trespassing that you're now doing. Or we could shake hands. I could thank you for the job you've done at preserving the integrity of the goods herein. And he looks around and tell me, was there a book? Small book. He describes the book to you.
No. What do you mean?
A small leather-bound book.
A ledger, perhaps.
It should have been on my man Reed here.
That
The other
would have been
guy in
sort
the
of thing we were
flip-flops.
looking for.
The guy in the flip-flops kind of kneels down and starts digging through Reed's stuff and says, he looks up at him and shakes his head. Gentlemen, if there is a book amongst any of these bandits, it would be good to return that to me. That is important for my business.
All right.
Those,
Sorry, go ahead.
say those papers there that you acquired. Were those about the owners of the property within this warehouse?
It's possible that they are. Rhunar, I need you to roll a deception check.
Come on, Rhunar. Deception with the longsword.
I just have my hands full of weapons. What do you? I didn't find any book.
I didn't find any bug. Do I have room for a book? I'm encumbered here.
12.
He buys it. He buys your deception. He turns to his man and he says, Ricky, search them all, find the book that is important to us. And you can see that the man, the larger of the two men, the one that seems to be in charge, appears to be a bit concerned. And he says, go ahead.
Pardon me. Theo just kind of walks up and goes, the reason we were here in the first place is we were told a shipment of goods that a doctor was shipping through, bound for Monmerg, had come through, bound for Alesco Mariconia's warehouses in Monmerg, as I just said. Is there any way to tell if those are still here?
Alesco Mariconia, this is someone you know.
He's
My
Who we work
employer.
for?
You work for Mr. Mariconia.
Yes.
We
I
do.
do.
Well, if I am able to find this ledger, I should be able to answer the questions for you quite easily.
Also, the book you're looking for is the Master Ledger. Oh, shit.
Yes, very important to my business. Without it, I have some clients who may be very disappointed.
Well, it seems like it's been in the interest of both of us to find that book. I wonder where it might have been. Maybe the meat ran off with it?
We could search the rest of these guys.
Yes,
or the
please,
rest
if
of the
you
warehouse.
if you would help me search this, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have about the ownership of or the whereabouts of Mr. Mariconia's goods, of course. And he starts pacing back and forth.
Theo, not having seen that, Deg has the book, is going to help look for the book.
Okay. Did you roll an investigation check to search people yet? If you
I
haven't,
have not.
go ahead and roll.
Go ahead and roll them bones.
That's an 18.
Nice. Okay. So you begin by searching the goblin up in the upper left-hand corner of the map next to Reed.
Oh, good.
You do not find the ledger. You do, however, find a couple of other things. You find a scimitar and a javelin. You find a coin purse. And you find a small leather satchel about the size of a normal person's dice bag, not a addict's dice bag.
I'm going to be...
Like that.
I'm definitely going to have that... Theo has that moment of this is a terrible idea, and then opens the leather pouch anyway.
Okay. You look in there, and right away you get this very rich aroma that wafts out of the bag, and it smells earthy. It smells almost. There's almost a smoked. That's a little too big. It's got like a Crown Royal. Nice. It's got like a smoky sort of odor to it. And you look inside, and you see what appear to be like flakes of something. Kind of like flaky pieces of. You're not sure. You can't. It's kind of dark inside the bag.
Fish food?
Tenoch, is this a
Bonita flakes?
mind-altering substance, perhaps?
I'll come over and take a look at whatever is in this bag.
Do you pull some of the flakes out of it?
Yep, I'll dip a finger in.
Okay. So you pinch in there and pinch a little bit of the stuff out, and you look at it. Roll an intelligence check.
All right.
It's cocaine.
It's better than a save.
9.
As you kind of rub it in your fingers, it kind of crumbles and it creates a dust to it, and it sort of drops to the floor. And as you break it up, you get an even more rich scent of what now starts to smell like almost like a barnyard scent.
Is that poop? That smells like poop.
It's fish food.
Could be dried feces, maybe.
Ricky looks over at you and says, "Yeah, what is that?" And he kind of walks over and takes a peek in the bag as you're doing this. And he
Is it when you say
That was
barnyard? Are you talking about more the animal side or more the like hay side?
more of the animal side.
Yeah.
Ricky kind of comes over and looks in. Do you sort of show him what's in? He's trying to look inside.
Sure.
You kind of make the gesture, and he puts his fingers in there and takes a pinch out and looks at it, and then dried chicken skin. Pretty tasty.
Why would he? You know what?
And
I don't care.
He gives you a big smile.
It's just like
pieces of chicken skin all over his mouth.
Chicken rind.
Theo just hands him the pouch and keeps the coins.
Okay, so you grab the coin purse. Do you search the Kenku? You search all of them, I'm assuming. The
Yeah, I'm
Kenku,
searching-
We gotta search all these guys.
yeah, between all of you. So the Kenku has a short sword, a broken piece of chalk, and a crowbar. Let's see. Then there's the bugbear that had the Morning Star. He also has a large coin purse and a wine skin that is half full. You're not sure what's in it. He also has an old key that you find in a hidden pocket on the inside of his trousers.
I don't want to consider how Theo found that on any level.
Well, if you were patting him down, you'd be able to kind of feel it on the outside and then try to find the pocket, and you'd have to like kind of reach inside to his bug bits. Yeah.
Not comfortable. I'm going to prestidigitate that entire key to clean it. Just, bang! Hey, look, it's not rusted anymore. Key.
Nice. Yeah, so then there are 2 additional bugbears. One of them has a coin purse and a sealed metal can. You shake the can, and it kind of sounds like there might be like sand inside of it. And then the other bugbear has a pretty sizable coin purse. And you also... Who's searching the last bugbear?
I'll
I
go
guess
ahead.
Deg,
Also,
you... Yeah, Rhunar, he has a large coin purse, and then you also find in one of his pockets a folded piece of paper.
I'll take the paper and the purse, obviously.
Okay.
What's the paper say?
Yeah, I'll take a look at the paper.
You unfold it, and as you unfold it, you get this kind of a half smirk across your face, and you kind of hold it out to Theo, who asked you what it was, and it is a very poorly drawn, lewd depiction of a female goblin.
Theo just plucks that out of his fingers, folds them up, and tucks that away.
Hey.
And
Okay.
that's pretty much it. You don't find anything else. You do not find the book. Let's do this. Roll me a sleight of hand check, Rhunar, real quick.
Okay.
I just want to get a feel for if any of these guys saw you grab the ledger. Theo already declared that he didn't, but we'll see if Byron or Tenoch noticed it.
12.
I probably wouldn't have. I feel like I think because that happened kind of like when Theo and I were outside, I think.
Yeah, Byron,
That's how it
did.
felt in the narrative.
You did see.
Yeah, I thought I would.
Yep. You have a
I've
high.
pretty much
you have a
just
higher.
been sitting while this baboon is going around my head. And, like, right at this point, I imagine he's like sitting on my back, kind of like digging into my hair on top of my head.
Yeah, and this actually the head honcho guy kind of notices the baboon now and is kind of like, just kind of shakes his head and he says, we have a big problem on our hands, Ricky. We've got to find this ledger.
Dude, these butcher boys have a known base of operation.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Do they have places they frequent?
They come through town on a regular basis. I don't know a whole lot more about them. I've seen Sam the Butcher's photo on a wanted poster. That's how I recognized him, his image.
Oh,
Is there a reward for his capture? Just out of curiosity.
Probably is.
I'm gonna send the baboon at this point over to start dragging his body towards me.
So good.
We all just have straight faces.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Theo is
that
literally
literally-
just like,
I mean, I grew up in the
Totally
jungle.
normal.
That literally doesn't bother me.
No, you've seen this a million times.
Yeah. Man.
well, it seems we need to find this book for both of us because we kind of need to know if Mr. Mariconi's stuff is here, and we kind of need it for the rest of everything else we're doing. So, if it is okay with you, by the way, hello, I'm Theo. You are, sir?
My name's Frederico.
Frederico. We clearly need to track down Alice the Meat, which I can't believe I just said with a straight face. We will begin doing that. Where can you be found once we have her or something?
Oh, my offices are just right over there. And he points out the door of the warehouse. You can see a small office building, 1 story. It has 3 sort of wooden steps up to what appears to be a seating area outside on a small deck area, and then an inside that looks to be like 1 room.
We will go looking for her because what the hell else can we do? And she ran out that door and went that way. So, fuck. We will report back to you with anything we find as soon as we can.
Thank you, gentlemen. Do you think your baboon could clean up the rest of this mess as well?
We'll take care of hauling these guys out of here.
Also,
What about your
we know nothing
employee?
about the town. If there was a reward to be claimed for the Butcher Boys, who do you do that to? Like, who do you talk to?
Well, you'd probably head over to there's the sheriff's office, which is over on the edge of the Broken Wharf. You could also talk to the Armada folks, but they typically don't involve themselves in town affairs, although depending on how widespread the crimes of the Butcher Boys are, perhaps they were searching for them. I guess I'm not 100% sure. That's a little bit out of my realm, if you will.
That gives us a place to ask if we go by there. Thank you so much, my friend.
The Armada?
Again, sorry for your man. Hopefully we'll have good news for you soon.
Very well.
My baboon's not cleaning any of this up.
You are so fucking...
Your baboon could eat him.
He
It might
could.
take a while.
We're taking this one for the bounty.
Either way, let's get going. We're killing daylight.
All right. So where are you gonna? What are you gonna go next? What are you gonna do with these bodies?
Why don't we stack them up at the back of the warehouse and go talk to whoever we need to talk to? I'm basically just waiting for these other guys to leave.
That's why Theo's trying to get us out. So we stack the bodies and then get out of the warehouse, and then go. Okay. Once we're outside and away from everybody.
I'm gonna stay here
Well,
for a bit.
why are you going to stay here for a bit?
Well, I'm going to see if I can use Mother Tiger's eyes to find this meat.
Okay, then we'll stay here with you.
All right.
I mean,
we'll work on
by all
getting the
means,
bodies.
you can go look, and I'm sure.
Yeah, I
I'll
don't
be
think
fine
us separating is a great idea. I'm just going to put that
here.
out
Oh
there.
man, come on! It'll be fun. We'll get into like 6 fights at the same time. Yeah, I would like to cast. I'm gonna kind of probably sit down here at the table. I'm gonna cast Arcane Eye.
Okay.
Theo's going to get back then to trying to have one of them there short rests.
I'm gonna
And
sit next to Theo.
At the outside or at the picnic table inside, or where are you guys gonna be at? Well,
Yeah.
Tenoch is.
Where are you sitting, Theo?
I'm gonna sit for a short rest at the table.
I'm going to sit next to Tenoch or across from Tenoch, whatever's more convenient.
All right, I'll sit right next to Theo, and I'll kind of nudge him, and I'll like try and signal to him like really subtly that Rhunar has the book.
Hmm?
Just so that you guys are aware, while Frederico left, Ricky is staying behind and trying to clean things up. He's already got a bucket and what looks like a scrub brush, and he's trying to scrub the blood off the floorboard. So he's there inside, near the area where the picnic table is.
I'm gonna send the baboon to like go kind of wild and like start throwing poop. And while the baboon's doing that and making a bunch of noise, then I'm gonna whisper over to Theo, "Hey, Runar's got the book."
Okay.
So I want the baboon to be the distraction for me while I'm doing this.
Maybe he should fucking admit it so we can move the fuck on with our day.
And I'm gonna go over to Theo and go be like, "Hey Theo, I got the book."
Meanwhile, Ricky, oblivious to anything, is just on his hands and knees scrubbing. He's like,
I think I
"Yeah,
got
so where are you guys from, anyways?"
Grad Sul, originally, sort of. It was a long
You don't
thing.
say. I got family
Where-
up that way.
I'm so sorry. Where are you from?
They're a bunch of assholes. Huh? Oh, I'm from
Yeah,
here.
so is my family. That's why I'm not there.
I knew I liked you. A lot of blood you guys let in this place. Jeez, where are you guys from again? Gradzul.
Yeah,
You
well,
get
I'm
the
from
sense that he's
Gradzul.
not too smart.
Tenoch here is actually from Castle Greyhawk. He once was an apprentice to Mordenkainen himself.
Wow, kind of a fancy pants, huh?
Oh yes, he's an esteemed sage with years of experience. This is his third body, you know.
Gross.
This week.
Tenoch, tell me about your arcane eye. What are you attempting to do with it?
So I will. Do you want me to explain the spell or just?
I know.
You
I
know
understand
the-
the spell
you
for
know
the
the-
most
okay,
part,
okay.
but I guess I'm more interested in what are you doing with the spell?
Sure. So I want to try to get a little bit more of a bird's eye view, of the town. Kind of get some extra height. I guess really, I have a fucking bird, but whatever. Yeah, so I'll probably get some height, and try to move it around. It's not super fast, but try to move it around, and see if I can catch a glimpse of this meat, this
Sure.
prey.
All right.
Our
Roll
quarry.
a perception check for the eye.
12.
All right. Yeah, so you send the eye out, I'm guessing, of the warehouse and up kind of drone style above the area, the warehouse district, and you see the hustle and bustle of carts arriving in the warehouse district, groups of mostly men, humans, unloading, carrying things into warehouses. On the shore side of the buildings, there's a whole additional group of workers that are bringing goods out to the ships and loading them. There is a lot of activity, and in particular, you send the eye out that back door, trying to sort of almost trail where she escaped to, or the direction that she went. And within just a couple of minutes, you do see her, based on your knowledge of what she looks like, and you can see that she's slumped up against the wall of one of the warehouses nearby, in like a small alley between warehouses. A lot of debris around her, but because you have a top-down view, you get a pretty good you get a ping and you see her.
About how far?
It's just like a couple of warehouses down. If you recall, the warehouses are in like a row.
Oh, okay.
And there's a couple of rows of warehouses in this district, and so it's very nearby, probably, within 100 to 200 feet.
All right. I will cancel the spell. Well, I guess I don't necessarily have to. It just says I mentally receive visual information from the eye.
As long as you don't need concentration for anything, yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah,
I'll stand up. Yeah, I'll stand up. Come with me, and
Okay. Well,
I'll head out
Ricky
the
will
door.
be back.
and we'll go to where I have seen her.
Oh no! Once we're like half a warehouse length away, Theo's just gonna go, Rhunar, why didn't you just fucking get out the thing we need to fucking get the cargo?
At first, I didn't realize it was the ledger, but now that it's the ledger, I thought, maybe we at least get a chance to look at it first and then give it to them.
Right.
I don't want to. I don't want to take their shit.
Like,
I just want to make sure we knocked over the right warehouse.
Theo, that guy literally saw his friend dead, and instead of running and getting the guards, he ran and got the guy who owns the building.
Yes, this town, as you may have put together, doesn't have law enforcement. It's kind of just out there.
What, really?
He's protecting the investments that are here.
Yeah, this is
Bigger
a
than
hyper-capitalist, libertarian, freeform existence. So, we kind of have to make our friends as best we can. Like the guy at the dry dock. So when we get back, we're going to have found that fucking book one way or the other, so that we can get to the shit we need. So, Tenoch, does that mean you found the meat?
Yes, come.
Do we really need to go find her at this point?
Yes, come.
Okay.
Sure, we'll drag her back. We'll bring her to the constable or whoever.
Yeah, we'll go look.
All right. Tenoch, you guide the group to where your arcane eye spotted Alice, and you find her breathing heavy, labored, slouched, but kind of she propped herself up against the wall of one of the warehouses, fairly well hidden from any passerby. There's debris in between the warehouses, piles stacked wood, trash, and scrub brush that's grown up in the sandy soil around that area. So she seems pretty well hidden. And you can see as you get closer and kind of make your way up to her that there is a dark stain of a pool beneath her, like blood that has sort of, and you look at her body and you can see it's also stained on her abdomen.
So, would you like us to help with that, dear? Theo just says conversationally.
You've made some bad friends meet.
Runar's just paging through the book.
Byron's giving his baboon piggyback grid.
She kind of looks up at you and she doesn't say anything, but you can see her eyes are already kind of milky white, like she's sort of losing consciousness at this point.
Okay, calm down. And
Come
Theo
to
will, in fact,
end it. Is that
No,
what this
actually,
is?
Theo pulls out his healer's kit, pulls out the bandages, pulls out the salve. You just let me work here, dear. And I will use a healer's kit to try and stabilize her so she doesn't die before I can heal her.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're able to stabilize her with the healing kit. And she's still not in good shape, but she seems like she's at least going to hang on for a little bit longer. You guys knocked her down just out of character. I think she had 6 hit points left from a pretty substantial amount. So she's messed up. She's real messed up.
That tracks.
Okay. Well, you're all taken care of. Okay, now I need you to. And she kind of lightly slaps her face. Hello, dude. I need you to stay with us. Hey, so what the hell's your story, honey?
Who are you people?
We are the people you shouldn't have fucked with, but the good news is, we're done with that business. So I'm very content to work things out, but I just want to know who you are. Why are you doing this?
You're the ones that fucked up our job.
Okay. Who do you work
She
for?
tries to pull up as much phlegm as she can and spit it at you, but she's so weak that it just kind of bubbles out of her mouth and kind of falls down her chin.
Okay, Theo literally just leans over, puts a little bit on his finger, like, it's okay, here you go, see? Made it to the cheek, it's wonderful. So...
You're a joker.
Yes, I am. But it's okay. Who the fuck do you work for?
I work for me.
We were just, it was just you guys?
Yeah, we're the butcher boys. We were the butcher boys.
Okay.
You killed Sam.
You got a boat?
She looks up at you. And then she looks at you, Theo, and just says, just let me go.
Well, I was going to try and make sure you weren't going to die on us first and then let you go.
No. Let me go.
No, the thing about being dead is then you can't do anything, and
You'd be
you've got more to give.
surprised.
I can't do anything.
She looks up at you, Theo, and she says, I'm as good as dead anyways.
No, you're not. Yeah, let's just sit here for a little bit.
Do you have any wine?
Who's gonna come for you, mate?
She just shakes her head back and forth like she's not going to tell you anything.
Theo, let me try some, and I'll let my baboon down
I was gonna say,
behind me,
where'd that baboon go?
and I'll because I've been giving it a piggyback ride, and I'm just gonna have it get right in her face, and I'm gonna have it growl, like the teeth are like inches away from her eyes, and just screaming in her face.
You know that doesn't.
And I'm gonna pull it back and be like, "Who do you work for again?"
She looks terrified, but she's so weak that she can't defend herself. She doesn't even try to move away from the baboon as it's screeching at her. She says, a bit of wine. Wet the whistle.
Do we have any
Does anyone
wine?
have any
boys?
wine on them?
I don't think so. Not technically.
All right, I'll reach into my pouch and I'll give her a healing potion.
Oh, I wasn't gonna
A
roll
healing
that deep.
potion?
Whoa!
Just a regular healing potion. So she's going
Just
to
a
be
regular healing
slightly
potion.
better.
Byron is playing both good cop and bad cop at this point.
Theo was trying to. He just has to wait before he can heal anyone. Damn.
That was boat money.
I thought the baboon was the bad cop.
Yeah, I'm playing
Maybe.
good cop, baboon's bad cop.
Got it.
Baboon is worst cop.
2d4 plus 2, is that right?
Yeah.
Bad cop doesn't tear your arms off when he loses.
So she is 5 hit points higher
All
than
right.
she was. It's not wine, but it'll do. Now you're going to tell us everything we want to know, or I'm going to take it back. And I'll brandish my dagger.
Doctor, I already know everything I want to know.
Oh, oops.
What if they took the doctor?
Now she just looks confused. She's kind of looking back and forth at you guys.
So, hi. Just focus up for a second. The reason we were there is we're looking for someone. Did you pick this place at random, or were you directed to maybe knock this place over by someone?
We've been stalking this place. We've been watching this. This was our take. This was the big take.
Did someone tell you that there was a big score in there?
Yeah.
Who? Because
some fancy stuff headed to Monmerg.
didn't happen to have a Soloese accent, did he?
Roll an insight check.
Can I get on that train?
Sure.
Got a 17 flat.
Choo-choo. 13.
Theo, you see just the slightest give, a bit of almost a flash of recognition of that description in her eyes as she kind of, one of her eyebrows just kind of raises a little bit.
And Theo will go on. So, weather-beaten, white hair, came off a boat recently.
Look, I can't say anything else. I'm not saying you're
Yes,
wrong.
you can.
That's okay. The thing I would ask for you as a favor, personally, for us not fucking killing you, where did you meet him?
He approached Sam at the crowbar. Told us that he'd pay us a lot of money if we were able to recover some goods.
Okay. For the record, that man fucked you really bad. I do apologize for that. I'm sorry. We're going to leave you here. You should be okay.
What if she goes and tips that guy off?
Then he'll come looking for us, and it solves our problem still. Just good luck. And just Theo just kind of pats her on the arm. Is like, for the record, if you're looking for a crew to go sailing with, find us again. And Theo just kind of pops up and goes, all right, gentlemen.
Run
All right, let's
along,
go.
meat.
I'm going to start. Dave, can I start flipping through the pages of this book?
Sure.
Can I find any entries for the Dr. Gra?
Roll an investigation check.
Dr. Gra.
Shit.
You
4.
page through it, and it's in a shorthand that is well organized. There are, as I mentioned, sort of alphanumeric codes, and then there is some sort of shorthand for types of goods and the number of certain types of pieces of cargo and that sort of thing, tonnage and crate size, and there's all kinds of information there. But as you page through it, you don't see anything in particular about the name Gra.
All right. Let's just head back to that warehouse.
I agree.
The site.
Easy enough. You make it back to the warehouse. Ricky is still scrubbing the floorboards. It's just a couple, 10, 20 minutes later. You back, huh?
Should we go to the office then? Actually, Theo says out loud once they arrive.
The office is right over there.
Yeah, let's go to the office.
You guys march over to the office, and you can see as you walk up that Federico is inside.
I'll just take the book out and flop it down on his table in front of him. Found your book.
Good man. Thank you. He reaches out and grabs it.
The meat didn't make it very far, it turned out.
So she had it. You found her.
We did find her.
I'm not going to ask. And he just goes back and he looks through and he says, all right, gentlemen, what would you like to know?
Well, our employer charged us to find Dr. Graw. I guess we just want to verify that his cargo is still here, because we're also responsible for picking up his cargo.
And we should inspect that cargo in case it's related to his disappearance, Captain.
He's paging through the
Agreed.
book. Mariconia, yes. Monmerg, yes. Gentlemen, I don't know if this is your lucky day or bad news, but that cargo shipped out yesterday.
What vessel did it ship out on?
He looks through and he says, looks like it went out on the Lord's Trident.
Is there a record of who signed for it?
Anton. Captain Anton. Do you know him? Is he one of your associates?
No, that is the concern. However, something fun we did learn from, the conversation that you don't want to ask about is that they were hired to raid this warehouse. So we're just going to follow that up to nip that in the bud for you. Also, because that person clearly now has our attention, we need to figure out what just happened.
Where was the cargo bound for? Does it say destination?
Destination Monmerg.
Monmerg.
Well, that's hopefully good.
Could save
Either
you fellas
way,
some time, perhaps, or I don't know. Anton is he pages through more. He's well known to me, this Captain Anton. He's always been true with his word and trustworthy as a man who hauls cargo between various destinations. Who hired him? That I don't know.
That is my concern. I have a dirty feeling that there is chicanery afoot involving Monmerg politics, none of which is our fucking business.
Well, Monmerg
Does he have a
politics
Silouise
typically
accent?
don't make their way out here to Cybert Isle, so that's interesting.
I'll send word to Alesco.
Do we have that capability?
Mother Tiger gives me many.
He does.
All right. Okay. I guess. Do we have any other questions?
Where's this? Oh, just we know where the sheriff's office is. We're going to go shake a few trees. Federico, it's been a pleasure working with you. I hope you have a great day. And again, sorry about losing your poor man.
Gentlemen, I appreciate your candor, and the fact that you broke up an attempt to steal from me will not be forgotten. Thank you. And you guys walk back out into the cool breeze of the ocean air in the warehouse district, having to step up quickly out of the way as a cart comes by loaded with sawgrass and sugar cane and other various fruits. You guys are gonna make your way to where next?
Once we're far enough away to be out of earshot, it's just gonna go, fuck.
Yeah.
There is a very slim chance that was actually one of Mariconia's people doing it. So I don't know who the fuck, but
if we can get a message to Mariconia as soon as possible, that'd be ideal.
So how about we go? How long does it take to ask Mother Tiger this favor, my good Tenoch?
An hour?
Let's chill for an hour. Send a message.
I think.
Let's find a stand that sells something fruity and full of rum. And then go talk to the sheriff, eh?
All right, sounds good.
Perfect.
Hang on. Let me like double check wizard things.
While you're doing that, the four of you and a baboon make your way into the Broken Wharf district.
Four men and a baboon.
Yep.
A baboon.
Let's see if I can go ahead and show you where that is.
4 men and a baboon. I guess we're just 3 men.
Thursday nights on NBC.
Oh, we're 4 men. 4 men and a baboon.
All right, there's that.
Out of character, things that would never come out of Theo's mouth include the statement, "You let that one live so everyone else knows not to fuck with us."
All right.
Oh, okay, it all makes sense. I was thinking about going back and killing him, but then we got to the warehouse so fast.
Theo is a good person and is going to try and preserve her life. The player is like, no. We want to make sure there's a certain reputation with certain criminal elements about this crew.
Okay, I guess I can't do it until tomorrow. Arcane Recovery doesn't allow me to reassess my prepared spells. It only gives me spell slots back.
Okay.
And you didn't take message, did you?
If they
I did
left,
not take sending.
if they left 1 day ago, right? You said shipped out yesterday. So even if we wait till tomorrow morning to send the message, they won't be to Monmurg yet.
Correct.
Even if they do get to Monmurg the same day, I have complete faith in Mr. Mariconia's apparatus to react very quickly once the news is received.
Okay. Should we try to track? Well, were we
Theo
gonna
is like,
rest?
no,
Do we need a rest?
drinks,
Okay.
rest.
Let's go to the crowbar.
No, we will get in a fight in the crowbar. I am looking for a
won't.
place along this Broken Wharf that sells fruity alcoholic drinks. Do they exist?
Crowbar sells them.
Shouldn't we like figure out this guy?
Yes.
What guy?
I need to sit down for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are gonna find a place to take a short rest with a cool drink, probably one of those drinks that has some sort of a small umbrella stuffed in it for God knows why reason.
As
Who
many
knows?
umbrellas as possible.
Yep, easy enough.
Keeps
You
the
walk
rain
into
out of
the Broken Wharf district, and it is the original, the old part of town. Old in the sense of the first part of town that was settled, but also old in the sense that it's kind of run down. As you walk across the wooden planks of the platforms atop which these small huts are built, some more significant structures, buildings, homes. You oftentimes have to step over missing boards. There are spots where it looks as though the marsh underneath this area. So this is like a raised platform that sits atop pilings that were sunk into the marsh area. There's cracks and there's areas where the boards have almost fallen away and the marsh is almost seeking to overtake or take back part of the wharf. But yeah, there's a lot of activity. It's certainly not run down in terms of like dreary attitudes. People are bright and friendly, and there's a lot of like this open air market kind of vibe to it, selling all kinds of fruits. There are people selling trinkets. You can get like your hair braided in certain areas. There are stands where there's a fellow who is lopping the tops off of coconuts and filling it with local rum and then throwing a cylindrical tube into it that has been made out of the fronds of a large palm tree that serves as like a straw. And then these
Yes, I
small
need 4 of those.
handcrafted, colorful umbrellas that sit in them. Ah, yes, a drink for you.
4 of them, please.
Oh, perfect. And he chops off using a machete 4 of these, and he's very, very good with the machete, you can see. And he's kind of holding on to these things, and even before he started cutting them, he was juggling them a little bit and doing a little bit, he's putting on a little bit of a show for you. And then he gets them all set, and he hands them to you, and he says, 6 silver.
Okay, just hand him a gold. Thank you.
Thank you very much, fellas. Come back anytime.
Wait, can we get one more, please?
Sure. He throws it up in the air, catches it, whoosh, and then he pours the rum there. He goes, "This is the local stuff. You're gonna like it. You had the CruiseCon rum yet? It's good.
Delicious.
It's good stuff." And he hands it to you, so you have a second.
I'll hand it to the baboon just to carry it though. He can smell it, but he can't have any of it.
Oh.
He tries to get the straw in his mouth, and you try to put the straw in your mouth, but you can't quite get to it, and it keeps like moving around.
Yep. And then just find a shady spot, sit down, take a minute to deal with the war crimes we just did.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Number
Yeah.
one, we're not at war. Number two, I don't think the Geneva Conventions extend to Greyhawk.
Number 3,
It's probably good.
they attacked us, so there was no crime.
I still
our
deployed a radiological weapon, okay? Gotta think about
Yeah.
that a
That's
bit.
true.
Okay.
It was a weapon of mass destruction. There's no question
Touche.
about that.
Touche.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
that's the first time Theo has deployed that spell against something that wasn't obviously horrendously evil in hell. So he's like, I gotta think about that, drink a drink, get spells back over a short rest, that sort of thing.
You know what my favorite weapon of mass destruction is? Disintegrate. Thanks for that.
I'm helping.
So you guys are taking a short rest. Go ahead and
Yeah.
someone is already rolling. Runar's already rolling some hit die. Go ahead and do that if you want. If you
I
have
don't
any
know what my
short
I took
rest
damage,
features,
but I don't know what my
recharge.
fucking
Go ahead
hit
and
points were
do
at.
that.
Because my token had updated evidently when we went
Oh.
back there.
Oh, that's right. I was going off my character sheet. I don't know what my token said for hit points.
Well, my token had fixed itself. Like I know I had taken damage. Like I'd taken a decent amount of damage.
Looks to me, Runar, you're at 70 hit points.
Oh, okay. So I did
Um,
update my character sheet.
I don't know about you, Tenoch. You're at 46. It looks like.
That's
So
my
I'm not
maximum.
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what you were at. Theo.
I'm gonna spend one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you guys were at. It looks like you're at
Theo
full.
didn't even get threatened.
Yep.
Yeah, I never got touched.
Okay, so it was just Rhunar and Tenoch that took any damage, and then a
I'm
lot
pretty
of
sure I
bad
took
guys.
damage.
I don't think so because they missed you a lot, Tenoch.
Really?
I think you might have been hit one
that
time.
particular combat went really, really flawlessly.
Yeah.
So.
I think you took
Other
one
than
hit
getting
for
guy killed.
16 from an arrow or something,
Yeah.
or a thrown
yeah.
something.
Yeah, I got stabbed with
Mhm.
something pointy.
Yeah.
Got hit by that morning star. That I know.
So I will. Let's say I was at 30. I'll heal my. I'll use one hit thing to be at 33.
Okay.
I will use Arcane Recovery, since I can, and I can get spell slots back. Spell slots can be combined level that is equal to less than half of your level. So 4. Sweet. I
4
can
spell
get
slots.
I
Yeah.
I can get 4 spell slots back, or a 4th level spell slot back.
Or two level spell slots, or 1/3 level spell slot and 1 first level spell slot.
Well, since I only used 3rd and 4th level spells so far today, I'll get a 4th level spell slot back, just in case we need to kill something utterly and completely.
Sounds good.
Speaking of which, while we're sitting here sipping our drinks and having deep thoughts, Theo's just staring out into the middle of the distance, watching the crowd, and goes, "Rhunar, why are you carrying around all these weapons?"
They're like, for me, they're like tools. You can never have enough.
Do we need to get you like a special harness made?
Have you been
Or-
cursed?
cursed? No, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you were cursed
Not
earlier,
recently.
But we took care of that.
Cursed with a desire for more weapons, maybe.
Was that
Sorry,
a joke? Holy shit,
this-
that was a joke.
Sorry,
I am
this
proud of you.
Rum is kicking in a little bit. I did take that greatsword, by the way, too.
Nice. Also, Dave, are you looking at yourself in Twitch?
He better be, because
Yeah.
I certainly am.
That's kind of awesome.
Oh, you're
It's-
keyed out. Yeah.
My muscle hook.
Nice.
That's pretty hilarious.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, we finished the short rest with small talk.
Yeah.
And
You know, I'm gonna keep going to that stand and getting coconut drinks while we're sitting here. So if we're here for any period longer than like an hour, I'm gonna have had like 3 or 4 of them. I'm gonna keep asking Theo for the money too. And if Theo says no, I'm gonna ask Rhunar.
Theo will keep buying you drinks
Oh yeah.
until the hour is up, and then he's like, "Okay, I feel better." Oh God, that's still going to take a while to work out. So I think we should go to the sheriff's office and see about money, and then go to the crowbar and find our man, because he's now the best lead we have.
All right. Let's go see the sheriff.
Okay. Theo just looks around. Where the fuck is the sheriff?
All right. So before we do that, we are going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll go to talk to the sheriff. Just a quick reminder to folks who are watching tonight, thank you so much. Enter the word curse in the chat tonight, and you'll be entered to win one of CZRPG's latest titles. It's called Barovian Born and Raised. It's a great supplement for the Curse of Strahd, where you get to essentially play as a Barovian and rise up against the Devil Strahd without having to deal with any of those pesky adventurers that come to Barovia and just cause a bunch of trouble, burn things down, destroy things. You can do it, guys. You can do it. Yeah, it's really cool. It's got all kinds of stuff like different hooks, DM guidelines. It's got player handouts. It looks pretty sweet. So enter curse in the chat, not purse. Kirkski Bob. Check your spelling, pal. That's curse in the chat to enter to win. We will be drawing one lucky winner for this digital download from the DM's Guild at the end of the stream. You do have to be present to win, so drop it in there, hang out, come back at the end, whatever you want to do, but we'll do the drawing at the end of the stream. And in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break, a quick bio break, and we will be back in about 15 minutes or so. We'll see you then.
Go.
All right, we are
It is
back,
time.
folks. Hey, seriously though, don't forget that we are going to give away some pretty sweet Curse of Strahd content at the end of the stream. Enter the keyword curse in the chat, and you'll be entered to win. Good luck.
Ooh.
And now back to our regularly scheduled program, our game. Hi guys.
Hello.
You have
Hello.
you have sipped some delicious rum drinks. You have recuperated from your rather successful battle against the Butcher Boys. You've recovered some information. You've learned that the cargo which you sought out actually had shipped out a day prior. Interesting. And now, I believe, unless you've changed your mind, you are headed to see the Constable of Cyber.
The constabulary.
All right. Easy to find. You gain directions from not only Frederico, but some of the other folks to help you find it that are on the street. People are very friendly here. They're very busy. It is a busy part of time because of the harvest. The monsoon season is just right on top of you. In fact, at this point in the afternoon, the cloud cover is starting to build, and you can see large thunderheads to the to the west over the Azure Sea that are building and sort of moving slowly but surely in your direction. Dark clouds building. And any of you that have spent time in this region, if that is the case, well, certainly Tenoch, you would know that typically in the afternoons around this latitude, there are what are called sort of like monsoon storms that will pop up, and that typically happens in the afternoon. So that's the vibe that you're getting anyhow.
About to get wet, boys.
Is that a metaphor?
Yes.
You make your way to the sheriff's office, discussing metaphors and similes and other turns of phrase. And you easily find what appears to be an outpost / office space. There's even what appear to be a series of holding cells as you walk inside of a small administrative building that is most definitely operated by the town guard.
We still dragging Sam around? Have we been doing this whole thing
I hope
carrying
not.
around a dead body?
I don't think you would be, no.
No, or we would have had a lot of
No.
other encounters.
We stacked
Yeah.
him up. I think the idea was to show him to somebody. I don't know.
Ricky's taking care of the
Yeah.
bodies at this point back at the warehouse, cleaning up, getting them stacked, and preparing to have them removed.
All right. Did we happen to notice any of the wanted signs for these guys around town?
You didn't. You
Okay.
didn't see any wanted signs for them. And you really haven't been anywhere in town other than the dry dock and the docks in the warehouse district. This is actually the first time that you've walked over to the Broken Wharf area. We'll go back to the map here so you can see what I'm talking about. So that number 2 area, all of that sort of wood textured pattern, that is all this sort of raised platform part of town that sits atop a marshland formed by sediment that gets washed down this river on the right side of the map.
So we're kind of on the far left side of it now. Far
Yes.
west. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, you guys are like over in this area.
Oh, down here. Okay.
Yep, the Broken Wharf.
All right. Should we go in?
So I've already gone in.
Are there any?
Theo didn't
Yeah.
wait.
Do we notice any? Looking around, do we see any wanted posters on the outside of the building, or even on the inside as we enter?
You don't see any on the outside. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me as you're kind of looking around, taking stock of the area.
Yeah, finally, I rolled something
Very
better than
nice.
13.
Yes, you do actually see a series of profiled drawings of people's faces that are on the wall, sort of nailed to the wall as you walk into the left.
Sam up there.
You look and it's hard to tell. They don't have the greatest artists here. So it's a little bit difficult. What languages do you read?
Well,
He's a wizard. Wizards don't read.
right. So I guess common, halfling, sylvan, and I mean if Ullman has a written language, I don't know.
Okay.
Very
So-
very few places in 5th edition denote between reading and
That's why I'm asking you,
Speaking,
just to
yeah.
sort of tell me what you read. But if you
Oh,
read
sure.
common, yeah, you see that there are a variety of names up there, one of which is Sam the Butcher.
my common reading probably isn't great, but I can read a little bit.
Yep. There you see other names like Simpson the Sorrow Morrow, Hag No Knees Adam, Bromley Gale, a man with 2 names, one of which is a woman's name. There is Fowler the Foolish Thorpe. You get
He's my
you're kind of when
favorite.
you read that, you're kind of like, I'm kind of surprised they haven't caught him yet.
Right? How do they not catch Nonies?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because he actually has
Doesn't sound like he
tentacles,
moves
and
so
that's the
fast.
problem.
And then the last one is Rayburn Golden Tooth Colton.
Well, I mean that makes sense.
Theo,
there are
meantime,
variety
has
there.
just walked up to the nearest desk, if there is one.
Yep, there is a sort of a welcome desk / like greeter who you walk up to he's the administrator, and he is stamping things with the stamp, turning the page, stamping them, and he looks up and he says, "How can I help you?"
There's still a reward out for Sam the Butcher.
Yeah, check the board over there. I think he's still up there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
right
pull it-
there.
I'll
Yep,
pull
that's
it
the
down.
one. That's
Good.
the one right
Where
there.
do you want his corpse delivered?
Oh, you got Sam.
And his entire gang.
Yeah, bring him. You can bring him around back. That'd be great.
What's the reward?
What's it say on there?
Guy
What
holding
does
the
2,000
paper.
gold.
What does it say? On
Yeah, what does it say?
It says 125 gold pieces.
That's worth the trip.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes and go around back. Thank you.
Sounds good. I'll let the constable know. He'll be
Appreciate
interested
it.
to hear about the capture and execution.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he's dead.
Go back, grab body, come back.
When you go back to get Sam the Butcher's body, it is wrapped up in a sort of a moldy, torn, mildewed tarp that it looks like Ricky found laying around, and he's got him stacked there. He's like, yeah, that's the butcher right there.
Thank you. And Theo will notably be the one who will insist on carrying him.
Is
I'll
there any
open
real quick,
wanna
guys? Is there
open
any
it first.
kickback? Is there any kickback for the guy who cleaned everything up? And he kind of does one of
I'll
these,
flip-
like,
I'll flip him a gold piece. He smirked at that? Okay.
he catches it, and he just he's like, kind of a cheapskate, huh? And he pockets it.
I'll
And
look
then
at
he-
him like, what?
He turns around and walks back into the warehouse. You guys drag
I'm gonna
this.
look at the body first.
Okay.
I want to make sure it's the right body.
It indeed looks like the hobgoblin that you killed earlier, the one that they referred to as Sam the Butcher.
All right.
Are we gonna try to? Is it just him that's on the wanted
Cool,
list?
my beer koozie is keyed out too. All right. I'm gonna get a green man suit and just wear that next time.
That's not
it'll
gonna.
just-
Oh God.
It'll just be a map in the top corner.
Just a floating face.
Now we're doing full Gygaxian. You can only hear my voice from behind the screen as I narrate this to you.
That's awesome. All right, so you guys transport the body back to the constable's offices and drop it in the back. There's sort of like a receiving area. And when you pull up, there is a large half-orc gentleman who has a silver emblem. It's a small, like, saucer-sized, multi-pointed star attached to his lapel. And he's smoking a pipe as you walk up. Is that the butcher?
It is.
It is.
You can inspect him if you want.
Let's take a look at him. Unravel him.
He is unraveled.
He spits on the ground, right on his chest. That'd be Sam the butcher. What of the rest of them? His boys.
I mean, all the corpses are back in the warehouse district if you really want them.
Nah, they ain't worth anything to me. It's just good to know they've been dealt with. Who are you?
And I just point at Rhunar.
Who are you?
My name's Rhunar Deg, captain of the Good Buddy.
Yeah.
We're anchored offshore a little bit.
Okay. Where are you from?
Well, we sailed here from Monmerg on some business.
Yeah.
Ran into these guys while we were trying to pick up some cargo, and they drew on us. So,
What kind of business you into, Deg? If I might ask.
shipping?
Vigilantism? Heroism?
Winning.
Import export.
Import export.
Sometimes those other
That's
things
true.
happen in the
I have a boat.
process of that, admittedly.
I
Yeah.
put stuff in it, and then I sail it to another place and
And
sell
then
it.
someone's dumb enough to attack us and they end up dead, and it turns out we're lucky that there was a price on their head.
Yeah. Well, that kind of thing luckily doesn't happen around here too often, but these boys, they've been a thorn in our side for some time. So thank you for that. Now, about that reward. And he pulls out a coin purse and holds it out to you, Rhunar. Paid in
I'll snag
full.
it.
All right. That was 125.
That's right. You,
Hey, will
you
they-
fellas gonna be sticking around for a while then?
Till our business is concluded.
I see.
What do you need done?
Just curious. Couple of able-bodied fellas like yourself. Already taking care of a little bit of my dirty laundry. There's a couple more names up on that wanted board. There's
If
more
we-
coin in the coffers, if you know what I mean.
Or if we have the time, don't worry. I do enjoy that part of the job. That brings up kind of an important point, because we know fuck all about your fine city. Who the fuck's in charge?
Well, you got the governor, and he kind of does one of these, and you kind of look over his shoulder, and up on the top of the hill, there is what appears to be some sort of structure on the hill that he's gesturing towards. Governor, well, he likes to think he's in charge around here, I suppose. You got the overpass Newtown. You got the naval folks from the Prince's fleet. They like to throw their weight around town from time to time. Then there's little old me trying to keep the peace around here, if you know what I mean.
Well, we will hopefully not be disturbing it in any way.
I'd appreciate that.
Other question. Which way to the crooked, what was it again?
Crowbar.
Crowbar? The crowbar?
Crowbar, sure. See you, little joint. You'll fit right in.
We have to hunt down a CT little man.
He points down. He points out the direction. Gives you directions to find the crowbar. No problem.
It has been a pleasure doing business with you, Sheriff. Good luck with all of this.
Mighty fine day to you, fellas.
Hell yeah.
Yep. As soon as we were out of earshot, fuck, hey, we finally got paid for something.
Hey, it's going in the ship's budget.
Could we maybe give the doctor an allowance?
Yeah. I'm sick of having to pay for everything.
Correct.
Don't
How about I
spend it
get
all in
all
one
of it?
place this time, huh?
How much am I getting?
I don't know. How much should we give him?
So if it's 25, 125, 31, 32 gold would be good.
Okay, I'll give you 32 gold.
Also,
Sweet.
Dave, how much was in the goblin's coin purse and all the other coin purses?
Oh yeah,
we
the
went
other
through?
coin purses.
Oh boy. Okay.
You can
Somebody
just
write.
give us a round number.
Yeah. It's
I'm
gonna
ready.
be. 20.
Rhunar, did you mention about that animal bit?
Oh, I was gonna ask Theo about that.
What about
What do you
it?
mean? Or either one of you, if you could.
I would look at it for sure.
All right.
There were 35 silver pieces. There were 128 gold pieces, 6 copper pieces.
Theo takes 20 of that gold and hands over the rest.
Okay. Does Tenoch need any money? Tenoch, you need gold.
Could use a little bit.
All right, I'll give you what Theo took. I'll give you 20 gold as well.
All right.
128 divided by 4 is 32. If everyone
Thank
wants an equal share.
Oh, we got a lot of ship funds to build up, so
Yeah, good call.
I'll add it up. I'll add it all up later.
I'm content to take a smaller portion for the moment.
I'm
Yeah, I
not
won't
taking-
take any of that gold. I'll just keep the 32 he gave me earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, on the way over, I'm gonna reach into my pack and pull out this white scale and just say, do you guys know what this might be?
I know what I think that is, but I don't know if it is for sure.
That's big.
I only know one kind of lizard that comes in that size, and it flies and shoots shit from its mouth.
Oh, shit.
Let me see it.
Is it magical? Is it got, the juju on it?
Let me check. Theo just says the words and does the eye trick and detects magic.
Doesn't appear to be magical.
It is magical in the way that it is near and dear to someone's heart who we just turned over to the sheriff, but otherwise it is not magical at all.
Could it be
I'm
valuable?
sure they're.
I'm
Yeah.
certain it's valuable.
Theo, roll either an Arcana or a nature check, whatever is
You're
your
going with
preference.
Arcana. Although they're the same modifier, we'll still go with Arcana.
Yeah.
It's only 23.
It's a dragon skill.
However, that's definitely a fucking dragon scale
Whoa.
from a white dragon. And given the size of that, probably not like a tiny one either. We're not talking the size of like large dogs. We're talking big ones.
Horse, camel, rhino, elephant.
Mammoth.
But
Oh
it's like
my.
it's like worth money to people though, right? Like people collect this
Most
stuff.
likely, yes.
Right.
People collect it. Perhaps use it for spells.
Might be useful for barter if we find ourselves in a land that doesn't use coin.
All right, I'll put it back in my pack. Keep that under wraps when we're going to the
Yes,
seedy
that's definitely
joint.
something to keep on the DL, my dog.
My dag.
My dag.
Keep that on the DL, my dag.
It's dag, not dog.
My dag. My
You should
dag.
know that by now, Theo.
My
I've-
lovely fighting dag.
I've had at least one too many pineapples with rum in it, okay? I have had a lot to drink
I know.
today.
I know the feeling.
And then
You
we're
guys
going to a
hear
park.
thunder start to echo across the water. as
Find
these
that
clouds
bar yet?
are rolling in towards
Yeah.
town and the sun dims
We
as
should find
the
ourselves
rains
a
begin
nice-
to approach. And you can see out on the horizon, you know, that hazy sort of blurriness of rain falling in the distance. You can see that as it's, and people on the wharf are starting to sort of make haste as they bustle about. You can see some of the vendors dropping sort of the coverings of their little stands and battening down the hatches, so to speak, on some of the little businesses that are in this area as
Let's hurry
you see
along.
the rain coming.
We will hurry to the crowbar.
Okay. You guys make
It's
it to the
not
crowbar, and as
red
you walk down the street, you
outside,
see
red.
what's that?
I wasn't singing a
Tenoch
Toto
was just
song.
singing to himself.
Toto. Sorry.
Yeah, you definitely see as you walk towards this sort of this stretch of the Wharf District where there are a couple of different brothels and taverns, and you see one of them that has a sign that swinging a little bit more significantly in the wind that is starting to pick up, and it has the depiction of some crows sitting on a tree branch.
Oh, I like it. It's like a double entendre. It's actually very clever. If there were a thieves guild in town, they probably would meet here. And then Theo just looks at the doctor.
I'm gonna scratch my head, and then I'm gonna scratch the baboon's head at the same time.
As long as you all make friends.
You guys enter
like it
into
here.
the tavern.
Yes, sir.
All right. As you walk in, you hear the hooting and hollering going on. There are multiple intoxicated people that you bump into right away. It appears as though this is one of the hangouts of some of the dock workers and many of the sailors that have arrived in town with what little shore leave they might have. They have packed into this bar and are now getting, how do you say, sauced.
Rowdy.
Yep, they're getting rowdy.
So what's this guy look like?
Well, he's fair, about, such and such height, with weathered skin and beard and fair hair, and with a Louis accent.
What does a Silouise accent sound like?
Fuck if I know.
Fair hair, bearded, light skinned.
Weathered skinned.
Claimed at one point to be an explorer. We don't know if he's still saying that.
Are we looking for Charlton Heston?
We're not looking for Charlton Heston.
That's good, because he would beat us up.
No, I'd be Chuck Norris.
All right, just looking around the bar, do I see anybody that kind of matches the description we got from Tanika?
Roll a perception check for me, Mr. Deg.
Perception. 9.
You scan the room and it's dark, especially with the clouds rolling in. You don't really get the sense that you see anybody that fits the description that Theo gave you. There are a lot of people packed in here though, so it's possible that the individual may be there, but you don't immediately see anyone that fits the description.
Captain, you know who probably would know if he's here?
Who's that?
And Theo just claps Rhunar on the back. The bartender. And just shoves his way to the bar with Captain in tow.
Good idea.
You make your way up to the bar, Theo, and there is a rather short man working the bar. He stands maybe about his head a foot above the bar itself, and so you're kind of looking down at him, and he's wiping up some things and bussing glasses and mugs and taking them off the bar table. And he kind of looks up at you and says, "What'll it be?"
What do you recommend?
Hag shot.
I don't know what that is, but I'll take 2.
Very well. He sets out 2 large bottles on the bar for you, and he says, 12 copper.
I give him 2 silver.
Thank you. And he starts shining the silver a little bit. Kind of holds it up. Sticks it in his front chest pocket.
Pick up 1 bottle, hand the other to Rhunar, and go, hey, it can't be worse than claw wine, right? Clink, drink.
I'll
And
take
now
a
we
rip
find
now.
out.
It's claw wine.
It is an exceptionally strong and really foul-smelling spirit.
What did he call
Let's
it?
see.
Hag shot.
Hag shot.
Hag.
I'm
a
excited
great-
about Hag Shot. let me
Great
tell
name
ya.
for a
You can
beverage.
see as you hold the clear bottle up, it's kind of like this murky, olive-colored liquid. Smells a little bit like seaweed that's been left to rot on the beach. Extremely strong. And it has like this bitter, salty, kelp-like kind of iodine flavor to it. And you, as you drink the first big sip of it, you kind of cough a little bit and gag slightly, but then you swallow it down.
Oh, God, this is terrible. I love it. And immediately takes another drink.
It's got like a citrus sort of acidity to it as well.
It tastes like the ocean.
I
Yeah,
know, it's
exactly.
wonderful. It's
Another
fresh
round,
scotch.
fellas.
It's not terrible. Yes.
I can't stop drinking it.
Also, we were looking for a friend of ours who had been through, would have come in recently, fair-haired, speaks with a
Yeah, yeah.
Sullivanese accent, explorer.
I'll
Seen
take
him?
one of those too.
Sure. 6 copper each, fellas.
Old
You're looking for
Haven
somebody.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people here. Any of them the one you're looking for?
I don't know, are they? And Theo just kind of looks around because he hasn't done that yet.
You can see better than me. I can't see shit from back here.
Do I
Go ahead and
roll
roll a
perception?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check.
I don't see shit.
Wow.
No, it's just a lot of unfamiliar faces. Men, women. There are some demi-human folks. You see some people who are obviously half-elven. There are additional half-orc people. There is a tabaxi who is playing music, which is
Oh no,
something that.
Kajit has wares.
Yep. And yeah, it's just sort of a raucous group of people who are drinking and having a good time. You do not, as you're looking around, see this individual that's been described to you.
I'll take a look around for him, but if you see a man with a Sullivanese accent and a nice light beard, throw something at us.
Do you rent rooms here?
No,
All right.
I don't think you'd want to sleep here. You should see
Just
what's
check.
running around here when everybody's gone. It's disgusting.
I can already smell it.
Well,
How do you think they make the hag shot?
I don't know. It's just so fucking good. Okay, well, let's go find a corner or a table, boys. Maybe a corner table. Who knows?
Yeah.
yeah.
All right,
let's
you guys,
hang out for a
you guys
while.
are able to find a table. There's a group of people getting up as you walk over to one of the booths and you sit down.
Well, I guess we camp here for a little bit and try and find the man, unless Theo looks to Tenoch. Does Mother Tiger have any useful information on this?
Well,
As Theo has completely not put together that you're, functionally a wizard.
While he's doing that, Rhunar, Byron, anything that you guys are doing, or
Well, so this whole time, I think Byron's kind of been like thinking about everything that's gone on so far since they've reached town, and kind of cross-referencing kind of like different things that he noticed, specifically the claw mark that we noticed on the outside of the bar, the first bar we were at,
Mhm.
where like outside the window, and the fact that they did new woodwork on the window. So he's starting to consider like maybe it would be a good idea to stop by the Carpenters Guild to perhaps inquire about what kind of repairs they may have done.
We are being raided right now.
Oh wow!
Oh my
Hi.
goodness!
Hey,
What's
Gazumba folks.
How dare!
Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follows. We really appreciate it. Greyhawk, baby.
Holy moly.
Thank you. Byron, when you walked to the Broken Wharf district, you would have definitely passed by a Carpenter's Guild Hall, and I'm gonna point that out for you on the map. Let me jump over to the map here. It is right about in this area. In fact, let me do that.
You can't tell, but I was pointing. I have a second screen and the maps up here. It really doesn't help if you're watching. Sorry.
And that is Earl's Carpentry, it's called.
Nice.
Carpentry.
Fucking Earl.
That's where Earl's Carpentry is located. Number 3 there on the map. So you saw that when you walked over to the Crowbar. Yep. Thanks for all the follows, everybody. Jeesh.
Hey, does anybody in that
appreciate
raid
it.
want to win a fun contest? Dave,
Oh,
is there a contest going on?
Yeah, guys, if you are interested, type the keyword curse into the chat. We are going to give away some really cool Curse Estrad content from our friends at CZRPG. It's called Barovian, Born and Raised. And we'll be giving that away at the end of the stream, so check it out.
Hell yeah!
It's quite possible that Vern is Earl's cousin. You know, the tests haven't come back one way or the other, but it is entirely possible. So, yes. So Byron, absolutely, you would know where the Carpenters Guild Hall is.
Nice.
All right, so I'm gonna pitch to the guys. Be like, so we know the room was tossed and in shambles, and they did new woodworking on the window. And we know, and you noticed that claw mark on the ground floor outside the window.
Right.
I think if anyone's going to have a good idea, really, what kind of damage happened to that room, it's going to be the people who repaired it. And if they repaired it, it's going to be Earl's Carpentry, probably. We walked right by them on our way here.
In that case, take a buddy, and I will stay here with the other buddy and keep an eye out for our associate.
Look at Tenoch, and then I'll look at Rhunar, and then I'll look back at Tenoch, and I'll kind of tilt my head to the side, and then I'll turn back to Rhunar and be like, Rhunar, you want to go
Go see the carpenter?
want to go to Earl's Carpentry?
Sure, I'd love to go see the carpenter.
You don't want to take the muscle-bound halfling with you?
It scares me.
Look at how he glistens in the light.
You know,
That's
it's
true.
more like the reaction the carpenters might have. I don't know.
That's right. I need him
No
here
offense.
to
No offense.
back me up.
Knucklebones.
You
You
can
still have the baboon
Yes.
How
Okay.
long does the baboon last?
till the next dawn.
Down.
Oh wow!
Until dawn. Yeah, until
Yeah,
dawn.
till dawn.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, you're just gonna start pulling one out every morning,
I've been
aren't you?
giving him a
Baboon
piggyback ride
buddy.
this whole time, and he's been pulling stuff out of my hair. For the most part, I feel like a lot of the tar's gone.
He's a good baboon buddy.
That's good.
There's just
because otherwise we
random
might have
tar
to cut that out.
hairballs. Like you would be able to track
All
us that
over
way.
town.
Yeah.
All over town.
Hey,
Well,
thanks thanks for the sub, Scottish Jeff. Thank you.
Nice.
I love your name, Scottish Jeff.
Yes.
We could kind of try to drum up some information, perhaps, from the locals here in the bar, as well.
That's what I was thinking. You will be my spiritual advisor, and we will talk to them. Or you could be my bodyguard. You could be both.
You could be my bodyguard. I could be your long lost pal. All right. So you're gonna split the party. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, we're splitting the party.
Yes.
It's
We're
always
gonna-
a good idea.
We're gonna have to get an emote for that at some point.
Yes.
Split the party. All right. So Byron and Rhunar step out. They finish off their hag shot, choking it down.
Love
That's
that
tough.
hag shot.
Ooh, that
It's like
thick
seaweed and
iodine.
orange juice.
Exactly. That's exactly right, Rhunar. You guys head out back towards Earl's Carpentry. Tenoch and Theo, just give me a sort of a description of what's the goal? What are you trying to do here? I know you're trying to find this guy, but if he's not like right there, sitting there, obvious, what's the plan?
Theo's plan is to just start asking people, being friendly, blah blah blah. Hey, have you seen my friend? He looks like this. Did he come through here earlier? Is he here now?
Okay.
I wanted to find out from locals, as we get to know, doing whatever people are doing, find out about any like kind of crazy goings-ons, any like local like urban legend type stuff. Like, is there the fucking swamp claw god or something? I don't know.
Sure.
That kind of stuff.
Feature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe, like, is this a chupacabra sort of thing, or
Chupacabra.
a jackalope, perhaps?
Do we have stats for a chupacabra?
I think we could probably find some. Go ahead, Tenoch and Theo, go ahead and roll some sort of a charisma check. Let's go persuasion.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet some persuasion, baby.
And let's say this, if you're willing to spend some coin to incorporate into your persuasive techniques, you would get advantage.
Theo is definitely willing to spend a little bit of money. We
Yes.
finally got paid.
Some coin. Perhaps there's, not that I'm good at games of chance, but I'm familiar with them. Maybe games of chance that are happening, or arm wrestling, perhaps. That's a little unfair of me, maybe, but...
Theo, a natural 20, I think that's really good.
Unfortunately, I only got a 28.
Damn, dude.
Oh my god.
What do I get? What do I get? Yes, 7.
You have
Theo
advantage.
the sailor,
Yeah, you get advantage on that.
Oh, yeah. I
Theo
get
the sailor
advantage.
in a bar full of sailors? How did that work? Oh, wait.
That's
Yeah, there we
better.
go. 18.
That's better.
Better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Theo, you quickly sort of warm up to the group sitting next to you, whether that's buying them around or whatever it is that you do. You strike up a conversation. One of the people that you talk to is a man by the name of Alonzo Bohang, and he's a male. He is a human male. He is his face is dirty. You can see by looking at him, his hands are calloused, and he tells you a little bit about his background as a sailor, and as you show interest in him, he starts to really open up and start talking to you, and he's in hushed tones, giving you some information about his sort of infatuation for the unexplained, the supernatural. Yeah, I like to study the things that folks don't like to talk about too much. There's a lot of creepy shit out there on the ocean. I've seen some of it. Sea monsters and the like, ghost ships. You ever come across anything like that out there on the sea?
No, the ghost ship definitely ran into at least one ghost. Maybe more than one.
I even heard once of star-crossed lovers that haunted some village on one of the islands. Yeah, ghosts. I don't really believe in them, but it'd be interesting
they're
to
very
find
real.
one.
They're,
I wouldn't mind a ghost lover, if you know what I mean.
Nope.
I mean, I'm not here to judge, depending on what type it is. Like,
Thank
if it's
you.
like a lizard person,
You watch, and he's got sort of these deep scars on his face, and on his left eye is a little droopy. A sad souvenir, as he tells you, from a stormy night where he went fishing, and he tells you sadly that he lost his dog. I was fishing out on the ocean, and the storm rolled up, and I'll be damned if Sparky didn't get throwed from the skiff. Never did find him. Poor dog. He's out there. I know he is.
that is always sad. I am buying another round just for that. He literally says out loud and gets more wine for that.
You also, during your interactions with the folks, you do talk to a man who appears to be darker skinned, He is tall. He is he looks very athletic in nature. Black hair that's tied into a ponytail, and he introduces himself as Elon. And he talks to you a little bit about some of the battles that he's been in. You get to kind of exchanging ideas and stories about fights and that sort of thing. But you mentioned the description of this individual that you're looking for, and he says, "You know, that does ring a bell. Blonde fella, light-skinned fella, strange accents.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah, he was in here. Not a very friendly type. Didn't have much to say. Popped in a couple hours ago and then walked out. I've been here a long time, though. I'd be hard-pressed to identify him in a lineup, if you know what I mean.
No, that's okay. Luckily for you, I am not the sheriff.
Yeah, you know, that sheriff, he's a bit of a pushover. Hell of a nice guy.
Well, a place like this, what you're busy doing is keeping the drunks off the street. You know, literally not laying in it. That seems to be what you do here.
Say, what are you looking for this guy for anyways?
It's complicated. He at one point owed my boss some money, then I owed my boss some money, then my boss kind of got the money backwards, and I'm just trying to settle up with him.
Sure.
You know how it is.
I see those things happen quite often. Wish you the best of luck. Wish I could help you some more.
Hey, you did what you can. It was great talking to you, my friend.
Tenoch, you have a very similar engagement with some of these folks. They take an interest to you in the mask that you wear around your neck. You know, there are no other halflings in the bar at this point, so you stand out a little bit from that. People start buying you a couple of drinks, and folks are talking to you a little bit about like where you came from. I don't know how much of the information you divulge, but you also get information that this individual that you were seeking has been here, and has been here recently. Yeah. And has been here more than once.
Like more than once today?
Not more than once a day, but has been sort of frequenting the place over the course of the last week or so.
Oh, sure.
Talking to some of the locals, inquiring about local muscle, you know, maybe in the market to possibly hire some folks to do some things for them, that kind of thing.
Sure. Do I learn anything about like any other weird, I guess, shit that's going on, you know, or that people have known about, like that would leave claws, essentially claw marks, you know?
You do hear that there were some local farmhands that have gone missing. It appears as though they were working some of the fields along the river, and something happened. They never returned. And there was a posse of folks that went out looking for them. This happened about 3 or 4 nights ago. It would have been probably 2 nights before you arrived that these folks went missing. And so you do hear a little bit about that. They give you sort of the location. It's just north of the bridge, the Baori Bridge.
Between east and west side, or
Yep,
whatever.
exactly.
Old town, new town.
Exactly, spanning the river there. So you do hear that. You also hear there's a super drunk guy, old fisherman, who is talking to a bunch of folks, telling all kinds of stories. But you do hear about overhear him talking about a long lost temple on an island. And what you pick up from his story, it's kind of incoherent, but there's a powerful treasure inside this island, but the island somehow sinks and emerges from the water at irregular frequencies, and possibly related to the way the moons are situated next to each other or in vicinity to each other. It doesn't make any sense at all. you do understand, probably some of the celestial information, but the idea of islands emerging and then sinking on a regular basis seems a bit odd.
A lot. Seems like that's a lot to do that. Like whoever I'm learning about these farmhands about from, I might ask, is this the kind of thing that happens fairly often? Are there a lot of, do you have a lot of gator or crocodile problems in town?
I mean, they've been known to be around here, certainly in the estuary. Absolutely. I've seen a big one, big croc, all kinds of snakes and other poisonous critters that you got to watch out for. But yeah, there's some big crocs up the river, for sure. I've seen them. They're huge. They eat a man whole.
What was the name of the farm that these fellows were working at?
Well, they were on one of the Nyack fields.
Can you spell that for me, please?
Nayak.
Oh, that makes sense. That tracks. Nyack Fields. Well, thank you. Hopefully, this information helps me out. Random guy in the bar.
Random dude 238.
Hey, super drunk guy, does this island have a name?
What? What island?
The Lost Temple Island.
Lost Temple. Oh yeah. Yeah, it sure does. I'll be damned if I could remember it though. Maybe if you could buy me a headshot, it might jog my memory a little bit.
I'll do it.
Well, thank you, friend. Little guy. Pleasure. Well, they call it Lost Temple Island. He's kind of breathing heavy. You can see his eyes are kind of going, they're getting a little goofy now, bloodshot. And, I tell you what, if you're lucky, you'll find it. I got a good feeling about you, Sonny. Good feeling. I can't feel my feet though. But whew. Headshot. And he just starts kind of talking gibberish at that point, singing a little bit. You see him trying to pack his pipe and he's dumping tobacco all over the table. That kind of thing.
He's got like the shakes going on now.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I'll convene back with Theo.
All right, we'll move over to Byron and Rhunar, who have made their way down to Earl's Carpentry. And similar to the Saltmarsh Guild Hall, there is a large open workshop area inside what appears to be like a courtyard that's surrounded by covered canopies that house all sorts of lumber. And there are people who are building things, but also people who are preparing lumber from felled trees and are actually running a sawyer sort of operation. Sawdust is thick in the air. There's clouds of sawdust. As you walk into the courtyard, you're standing on thick sawdust. It's kind of spongy as you walk through this area, and there's all kinds of activity going on.
Rhunar, I think there's a couple things we should do here.
Yeah.
We should inquire about any repairs they did on that at that hotel.
Okay.
We should get some more supplies for the ship, because we used a bunch when we hit that reef on our way here.
Right.
And then I also think we need to get a new nameplate for the ship, one that's well made, so we can rechristen the ship the right way, so we stop running into reefs.
You think we got some bad luck?
I think we might have some bad luck.
All right.
Um,
I'm open to it. Let's go talk to him.
All right, I'm going back into disguise.
Okay. After you,
All right.
Doctor.
All right, Doctor. So you lead the way up to some of the workers. You see them there. They're
guys.
planing wood and doing that sort of thing. Oh, yes. How can we help you?
Who's in charge around here?
That'd be Earl. And they point back, and you don't see anybody that they're pointing at, but there's a group of people back there. You can't tell who they're pointing at though. Right back there, Earl.
We'll just walk on by him, head back towards the Earl.
There's a group of people that seem to be all sort of huddled around a table that has some plans, some schematics laid out on it, and they're discussing what looks to be some sort of a design for. Oh, thank you. There seems to be a design for some sort of a small vessel, small seagoing vessel that they're discussing. And as you walk up, they sort of stop talking a little bit, and one of the individuals turns to you, and it's a short human woman, and she turns to you and says, "How can I help you?"
Yeah, I'm looking for Earl.
Well, you found her.
Well, Earl, listen, we heard you were doing a bunch of work at that shop up the dry dock. It's called the dry dock.
Dry dock. A room had got damaged pretty severely.
Yeah,
you might remember the window.
we sent one of our guys over there to help out, bring some repair materials. Sure, yeah, that was just a couple days ago. I remember that. What of it?
Yeah, what kind of damage did you notice on the windowsill and in the room?
Hold on, let me. She turns over and grabs a book off the table, and she opens it up. Yeah, it looks like they paid for full repair of the window. It was torn clear out. Some of the siding was damaged too. We replaced that and sanded down what looked like some sort of deep gouges from the window sill. Glass was smashed. We replaced it.
Any repairs inside the room? Just the window?
Just that window, yeah. There was. It doesn't say anything here about any additional repairs. Although the proprietor might have done some additional work, but he brought us in to fix the window.
Doctor, do you think we should talk to the man that was actually there?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. But before we do that, I'm going to reach into my pouch and I'm going to pull out that schematic that I got from the lady in Saltmarsh at the Carpenters Guild, of like a ballista that could shoot ballista bolts that had like a cage on them that you could fill with drums with oil or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Specialized bolt design.
I'm going to ask her, hey, do you think you can make something like this for us by next week?
She takes the schematic from you and she looks at you. Pretty interesting design here. Huh. I never thought of that. She's sort of nerding out on it a little bit, and she looks back and she says, I mean, I could create a prototype for you. When'd you say you need it?
Sometime next week would be good.
I could have it for you in a couple of days. Give it a try and see if it works.
Sooner would be better, but as soon as possible. Yeah.
This cage contraption here, what is that for in there?
I filling drums up with oil or fuel or something.
Sure. I could see maybe putting some, I don't know, some oil-soaked cloths in there or something like that. Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll give this a try. Yeah, yeah. I'll have a prototype for you in just a couple of days. Swing back, I don't know, 3 days.
Listen, this schematic, I don't want to get in around.
I understand.
Very good.
Byron,
Um,
I'm sorry, Doctor.
oh,
The ship supplies. Should we order
oh
them
yeah,
now?
yeah. We can do. Let's do 150 units of wood, tar. The fixins for a boat.
You got it. And she writes this down in her journal. You'll be picking that up in a couple of days as well, then?
Yep. Oh yeah. We need a new nameplate that says "The Good Buddy." Well crafted. And we need a second one written in some water soluble ink on that says "The Sea Ghost."
Yeah, we got a smithy here. Sure, you got it. We can do that.
Very good. Very good. Rhunar, is there anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
Wait, we gotta talk to that guy. That's right.
Oh yeah, yeah. We want to talk to that. If at all possible, could we talk to the man that did the repairs in the room?
Absolutely.
We're trying
Absolutely.
to find out what caused the damage.
She shouts for one of the guys to come over, and he comes over, and he essentially tells you the same information. So if you have any other questions, you can ask him. And at this point, the sky just kind of erupts with thunder, and the rain it just starts coming down in sheets. It's raining. All of a sudden, it's raining really heavy, and she kind of looks up, and she kind of steps back underneath the awning and gestures for you as well, and you get underneath the awning as the rain starts coming down. Thanks for the sub. Thanks a lot, Extort 4711. Does that mean that we're gonna get extorted?
We've got enough subs.
We'll
we
find
get a
out.
black kitty.
So yeah, the repairman comes over and makes himself available to answer any questions. Howdy.
How are you doing? Sorry to disturb your work. We had just had a few questions for you regarding the repairs you did over at the Dry Dock Inn.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you just fix the window area? Did you?
Yeah,
do
the
any
windowsill
repairs
was
in the room?
the windowsill was torn out. The glass was broken. The actual panes were shards of glass everywhere. Had to take out the whole window jamb around it, the sill, everything. Put in a brand new window. What else did we do? There was a little bit of siding that was damaged. It almost looked like, I don't know, that something just kind of blew into the room.
That's kind of what we were concerned about. Is we're trying to figure out what happened for the innkeeper.
Oh, sure, Arid. Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ran over, fixed it right away, got him all set up so that he could get that back in circulation for his guests. But trying to think if there's anything else strange about it. There were some gouges, almost like someone took an awl or a chisel or something and kind of chiseled them out, but not quite as not with any sort of skill, if you know what I mean, or precision. It was a messy job.
Almost
Did
like
you,
animal marks, maybe.
Well, I never thought of that. I mean, up on that second story window, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I suppose it could have been animal marks. Big animal, I'd say.
What do you think? Did you save any of the wood that you pulled out of that?
No. Mm-mm.
Did you find anything in any of the gouges? Any strange objects?
I didn't find nothing. It was, I'm trying to think. We were up on the ladder there, and there was, there was a little bit of hair that was stuck in some of those gouges. Now that I think about it, I mentioned it to the other guy that was with me. We thought it was kind of strange. We also heard, of course, that one of the guests has gone missing. I don't know if that's related to some of the other folks, some of the farmhands that went missing a couple days ago. But there's something going on around here. I think. Well, I'm glad you're looking into it.
You mentioned some farmhands going missing.
Yeah, up on the some of the Nayak crew were out late in the evening up along the river, and he sort of points out the door towards the river, and he looks up at the sky. The sky is just dark at this point, thunder just raging above you, lightning bolts. He said, this time of year as the river swells, holy shit, that's loud. As the river swells, sometimes those crocs, they start to lurk around the edges. I don't know if that's what did it, but this certainly wasn't no croc that got up to that second-story window, I don't think they have hair as far as I know anyhow.
How long was it ago that those farmhands went missing?
2 or 3 nights ago, I suppose. Best to stay away from the water's edge up the river. You get into that estuary and there's all kinds of poisonous snakes and other critters.
I see.
You get beyond that and you're dead into the Gloomhaven Glades, and that's no place for anybody to be.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely.
You've been very helpful. We'll leave you to get back to work.
All right,
Yes,
stay dry out there. And he
We'll
hustles
be
off.
fine.
Hell of a beard.
Hey, thanks. It's freshly groomed. It looks pretty good now, doesn't it?
At this point, it's getting to be kind of nighttime. The sun is obviously obscured by the clouds that have rolled in. The thunder and lightning has picked up. The rain is coming down in sheets. There's a strong wind blowing. Many of the people who were out and about, most if not all of them have disappeared from the Broken Wharf, the warehouse district. Businesses are closing up. Even at the Crowbar, Tenoch and Theo, the patrons have started to sort of funnel out, heading back to wherever they're staying for the night or their home or whatever it might be. It seems as though now that the storm is upon, the town of Cyber, folks are heading indoors and getting out of the elements.
Do we head back to the Crowbar to meet them? Is that what the plan was? I don't think we figured that out.
We didn't.
Maybe we need to find out where the meat is going to run to.
You think she actually knows more information about him?
I don't know, but
Or there's
he could be popping in and out of here like has been intoned looking for them.
Was he seen today?
Are you guys back?
Yeah,
I was just
we're
talking with
back.
Theo when you were gone.
Sorry.
But like he could be popping in looking for him, and it could be that he finds her or gets wind of what's gone on, right? So I mean, finding her again might not be a bad idea, and keeping an eye here wouldn't be a bad idea.
I had that second thought myself, but for the first thought, it's a good thought. How do we find her again?
Oh, excuse me. Can I find her today? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that spell. That's too costly.
At this point, Rhunar and Byron, you've made it back to the Crowbar, and it's very much emptied out. Tenoch and Theo are sitting there. There's a few patrons lurking about, but there's not many people in there anymore. People seem to have taken off for other locations as the storm has hit the town.
Guys,
catch you guys up on what we learned at the Carpenters.
Yeah, one of the men who fixed the window at the dry dock mentioned some hair stuck in one of those gouges up towards the second floor. Also mentioned that some farm hands also went missing around the same time.
Yeah,
Near the
Nyack fields.
Nyack
You
fields.
heard about it too.
Yeah. Hair, though.
Yeah, some hair might have been in one of those gouges. We could probably. I doubt we could find anything now, but
Well, a monster can come in a lot of forms, including furry. I think if we want to find said monster, we know where to go. If we want to find said monster. Well, I mean, the only other leads we have is our Siloise friend comes in and out here occasionally, But he was here today. But
He was here today.
Irregular, so.
Well, so we know he didn't leave town on that ship that apparently had the cargo.
Correct. So
That's one thing.
there's at least 2 other parties at work here. Isn't that exciting?
I wonder.
And you said it's now full on storming.
It's a deluge. Yep. It's coming down in sheets.
Buckets.
Mm-hmm.
Troughs, even.
Yes, sir.
And it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Do I use my eyeball again? Move it around town at night.
In a rainstorm.
Who's
In a
moving?
rainstorm.
I have an idea. And I'll
I'm
look
worried
at
about your ideas right now. You're very drunk.
I'll look at the baboon and I'll be like, "Find the lady."
You are aware that baboons are not necessarily known for their tracking acumen, correct?
Now we're gonna have to play a mini game where we each play a team of baboons and track down lady in a rainstorm. I'm in for it. Let's do it.
We'd have to chase
About
this
to get
baboon
weird.
in the dark to try to find it. How would we find the baboon once he found her?
Just follow its tracks. It's raining.
What do you guys want to do?
That's a good question.
Stare at Byron for a long, long minute.
We could go.
Well, it might be that he's not going to show back up here tonight in this rain, but I guess I don't know.
You want to try to track down Alice?
So maybe we need to ask around, see if anybody knows of any way. Find out what people know. If anybody has heard about the unfortunate happenings in the warehouse earlier today. Find out hey, if somebody wanted to get a hold of the Butcher Boys, how would they do it?
Maybe we should go back to the warehouse.
That's going to require people being here to talk to, and
Is it emptied out?
yeah.
I know he said some people left. I didn't realize everybody had left.
Dave, is it mostly empty?
Mostly empty, yep.
Oh, okay. Ah, well then, fuck it. Let's go back to the boat, or back
Yeah,
to
I
the,
agree.
or back to the. Let's go get a room at the
Dry dock?
the dry dock.
Yeah, let's stay at the dry dock. Why not?
Yeah.
How about
It's got that great rum.
I want to run out to the boat really quick and just make sure that Sales isn't dead or has checked in or not, and let her know where we'll be at. And plus, it's good to check on the boat.
Just as an FYI, the ocean is very rough
Big.
right now, and the boat
But
is.
we'll do that once the
anchored.
storm is passed.
Yep.
It's real big.
I'm looking out for you, buddy.
Oh, that's where I was going. Don't worry, but I appreciate it.
Yeah,
So
I
once
wanted
the
to-
storm passes, I'll go do that.
I wanted to see how good he could swim.
you shouldn't have told him.
Plate?
Oh, I'm just wearing a single breastplate.
All right,
Knock,
so
knock.
what most likely happened is these guys were gonna hijack something from this warehouse for this
Our friend,
mystery,
yes.
our mystery man.
I do want to mention, Tanika said there were more notes of his in the cargo.
Right.
Yep.
What I'm
Oh, the
wondering,
cargo's on the boat. Just kidding.
Yep.
but why did they have that warehouse? Why were they going after that warehouse if the cargo is on the boat?
I assume because our Sotheby's friend didn't know it was there. Or he saw us coming. He's capable of great feats of clairvoyance and is playing 4-dimensional chess with us. But it's more likely he just didn't know.
So, would he be going to that warehouse tonight?
If he's hiring people to do it, he doesn't seem like the type to get involved himself.
All right, let's go back to the inn.
Let's go to the inn.
You guys bundle up your cloaks and put your hoods up and tighten everything around you as best you can and make your way. It's a decent distance, so by the time you get to the dry dock and you walk in, the inside, the warm hearth burning, the glow of the fire, some people hanging out. It looks like some of the people maybe who are staying at the inn. Arid is at the bar and sees you walk in and greets you. And he says, so you've decided to stay with me this evening. That's wonderful. I have 2 rooms still available, as I mentioned. Great rooms. You're going to love the rooms.
We'll take it.
Perfect. Great. And he says, right this way, let's just jot down a few things. And he starts to make some notes, and he's writing some things down. And then all of a sudden, you hear and a scream from upstairs.
Immediately run outside.
As you run outside, Theo, roll a perception check.
I'm gonna run upstairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna race upstairs
Okay.
to Tanika's room.
The door is closed on Tanika's room.
I'm gonna try to just plow through it.
Roll a acrobatics strength check for me.
I got
Theo,
a 5.
you look outside and it is just, it's crazy with the rain and everything. And you look
Cats and
outside,
dogs.
cats and dogs, troughs. Rhunar, you bash the door down
7.
and you look inside and there's shattered glass all over the floor. The window is busted out, and you run to the window and you look at the window and it's destroyed. It's very similar to the description that you'd been told before
I'm
from the carpenter.
Look out the window. Do I see anything? Out
Roll a
the window?
perception check.
18.
Better than me.
You see 2 things. You see some sort of very fast creature, large, on 4 legs, racing just out of view into the underbrush of the nearby trees. And behind, you see 2 individuals running after it. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
Glad we took that short rest, boys.
It's going to be a long night in cyber.
It's always a long night in cyber.
That's
We don't
true.
have to chase her, guys.
That's true.
Oh, but
We
that
should
was
go to
no
bed.
fun.
You could get some fish stew. You could sit down and have a nice evening at the inn and let someone else deal with it.
You mean
sure
you don't want to
yeah.
find out what happens when
I'm
you're out in the swamp at night in a rainstorm?
What could possibly go wrong?
I'm
Come
gonna get
on.
some new fucking shoes, man.
Yeah, we'll get a little wet.
Well,
All right,
alligator
guys.
Shoes.
Here we go. We're gonna do something fun.
Oh, fuck yeah,
Folks
we got
in
a
the
giveaway.
chat, if you are in the chat right now and you want to try and win Barovian, what is it? Barovian Rise and Conquer. Nope. Born and Raised.
Barovian?
Born and Raised. Awesome RPG supplement for the Curse of Strahd 5e, created by CZ RPG. Some friends of ours that are now our official sponsor of the Beyond Saltmarsh stream. there's going to be a lot of great giveaways from CZRPG on this particular stream in the coming episodes. So please, wow, Kyle, thanks for gifting subs, dude.
God damn,
That is
dude.
amazing.
Nice.
You are that. Thank you so much for the support, man. That's awesome. All right,
Wow.
everybody, go ahead and type curse into the chat. Yes, 2000 Caesar, very good. Get your entry. We're going to do this in just a minute here, so we'll give folks a little bit of time to get in there. You do have to be present to win. I'm going to draw one name, and then we'll announce it, and if that person is here, we want to hear from you, and you're going to get this Barovian Born and Raised supplement. So just get a couple more people in there. Give you another minute here. I'm going to switch over and get in here. Ooh, we've got a bunch of people in here. This is great.
That's great.
Yep. I love it. All right.
Yeah.
Somebody do a 5-second countdown for me, Rhunar.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. And the winner is Vamp Wickman. Vamp Wickman.
It was an amazing name.
The purple suit of Vamp Wickman. Are you here, Mr. Vamp Wickman? Heck yeah. You are the winner tonight, man. You've won Barovian Born and Raised. I am going to message you and I'll get your information so we can make sure you get that download. Super jazzed that you guys were all here to support us. Thank you so much for the subs and the follows and the gifted subs and the engagement in the chat. You guys are awesome. We're going to do this again tomorrow night. We're playing Midwinter Keening. We do have a dice giveaway. We're going to be giving away some physical dice tomorrow, so stop by for that. We are, what else do we have? Oh, Saturday, we have a one-shot that Chad is running that is Xeno Dead Zone, which is a game that's in the index card RPG system. It is a game of commandos versus aliens. We're super jazzed about that. So stop by for that, and we're gonna have a giveaway for that as well, right?
Hell yeah, we are.
Yeah, I guess we're doing giveaways now. Giveaways is what we do.
Giveaways.
I wanted to
We
say
want
one
people
thing.
to have fun. We have fun.
Absolutely. And before we sign off, I just want to say big shout out to Christian over at CZRPG for supporting our stream. A big shout out to all of you for supporting our stream. We really appreciate it. We never really thought that folks would watch us play Dungeons and Dragons. We're super jazzed about it. It's a lot of fun to have you here. So hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow and Saturday and every week. Thank you. We love you guys, and I guess we'll talk to you later. Let us know what you think. We really appreciate it. Vamp Wickman, I'm going to send you a message here right after we get done with this. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. Thanks a lot,
Good night,
everybody.
everyone.
We will see you next time. Bye.